can forget you never. From you I ne'er can sever. Say you'll be mine forever. I love you only.
Z159 FM.
Get up at 3, put on these boots, insulated gloves and a whole damn suit. And I bet you're asking, what do I do? You know, porta-potties, I suck their poo. I suck their poo. It's what I do. You love events, well, good for you. When the party's over and the band is through and you're kissing her, I'll be sucking poo. Oh, my. You know me, I always work. I'll work these bones until they hurt. I wish you'd work my bones sometime. Good sewage men are hard to find. I suck their poo. It's what I do. You love events, well, good for you. When the party's over and the band is through and you're kissing her, I'll be sucking poo. I suck their poo. It's what I do. You love events, well, good for you. When the party's over and the band is through and you're kissing her, I'll be sucking poo.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath. Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I wish my refund hurry up so I can have a taxitude.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I'ma be like, let me get 20 on pump 3.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Matter of fact, make it 25, and yes, I would like to donate to the March of Dimes, so ring me up that Coke and candy bar 2 for $2.22 deal where $1 goes to March 2. Oh, and ring these Skittles up for my kid too. And when the cashier tells me to have a nice day, I'm gonna be like, no ma'am, you have a blessed day, sugar.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Pull down my shades like Kim Kardashian, smile like Gabrielle Union.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Flip my bundles like Nicki Minaj and queen out the door like Beyonce.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Goofy face, goofy face, goofy face, heart, 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 muscle, muscle, muscle.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Sassy black girl, sassy black girl, sassy black girl, kiss, kiss, kiss. Hashtag so what, hashtag I ain't shame, hashtag my money, hashtag call me taxitude honey.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. So you know how, like, Kenny Powers doesn't go anywhere without Stevie Janowski?
Yeah.
I feel like this is what happened in real life.
Stevie Janowski. Hey.
Because,
You told me last time, like, you can bring him in if he wants to hang out. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I'm like, I
well,
invited him.
he's always hanging out with you, so I thought he's your sidekick now.
I'm just, like, I don't want to go immediately into controversy,
why
but
not?
I will say that we had a listener that I believe was uncomfortable because because there were more people here than he knew of, and he left. And I think that's what happened.
No.
I think that's what happened.
No.
Yeah.
He had to work.
I think that because we have a secondary guest,
Oh.
that he ended up being a little uncomfortable, and then he said, I think I'm going to leave.
Seth Petruzelli and Jekyll are here. How you guys doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
So I noticed
fix
this
this.
relationship forming, like years ago, where all of a
Oh, my
sudden,
God, it's Jackal's
Oh, my God.
penis.
what kind of view is that?
where
You got a big ingrown hair there, Jackal. Oh, Jesus.
You might want a baby oil. I've
Yeah.
never seen somebody that inflamed before.
Yeah.
My
It's like one of my
God.
goiters I get on my butt sometimes.
All right, I'll fix this camera. But yeah, Jackal is here. Seth Petruzelli, karateoforlando.com.
Oh, right away, yes.
Yeah, I just look, I'm trying
Thank
to be
you.
better about that because
Appreciate
last time you were in here, I thought you were going to kill yourself.
Why?
All the listeners did. There
Oh,
were
yeah.
Reddit threads about it. So I'm starting off
There's
with
a few attempts
like
between now.
lots of positivity.
so I noticed this friendship started happening like a couple years ago, where Jackal would show up on Seth's boat every once in a while, and then when I was taking my kids to the dojo, all of a sudden Seth's like,
how's that going?
He's
how's
like,
it going?
clean up the pee-pee, and then Jackal goes mopping it up, and then Jackal is doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
Jackal and Tracy. And
Yeah,
Seth's up
it's
there.
the Jackal and Tracy show, 100%. I've seen it.
And then I'm like,
I've
oh,
seen
does
it.
Jekyll work
Like
here?
you are like Seth now is no different than what David Moss was with the dealership here in town. A lot of like this happens at like your Ashley Schaefer BMW. You are nothing more than a figurehead.
I'm strategizing my exit.
You are. I can tell. Like you are the look
Yeah.
of the dojo, but the people out
That
there.
is true. That is,
The guys out there
That's not
mopping the piss and the shit and the doo doo.
Yeah.
The Jundudu Dojo, that's it's you do. It's you do.
And then I asked Seth, I text Seth, I'm like, oh, does Jackal work here now? I thought he had a different job. I thought he did like
Yeah,
some
he
sort of
travels
sound.
all around the nation doing
I don't
sound
know.
and lighting for
Yeah.
for big festivals and concerts and big name
And
artists.
Seth's like, no, this is part of
Yeah.
his black belt
duties.
duties.
Part of duties.
It was working for me for free. And I'm like, that's part of it?
When he gets back from the working for the Goo Goo Dolls or whatever the fuck, he mops piss.
Part of duties is the clean the duties at the day.
And then I'm like, oh, so then the other day I get a random picture, right? And
Yeah, I gotta get this right.
I didn't give you this picture.
and
You looked it up.
and so
I may have pulled it. I may have pulled this.
Oh,
up.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was
Dang,
me,
I'll
'cause I'm
send this-
horny. Look, man, I'm not. Look,
yeah,
I'm not.
that's why I couldn't find it. I was like,
and you
did
know
Seth
what?
send
And
me
that's
this?
why I couldn't find it because I've trained my brain to get extremely horny and then delete the browser history.
Yeah, by the way,
I can delete my own horniness. Like I get really horny to the point where I'm going to explode, and then it's Control Alt Delete. Gang.
By the way, I would know nothing about what's going on with any of my friends or anything if it wasn't for Daniel. Daniel will send me like, "Hey, look at these bikini boat pictures."
I'm lurking in the shadows.
Look at this guy got divorced.
Horny
Look
man
at
is
this.
always lurking in the shadows. Horny Dan in the shadows.
I can see you're the real pervert of the group.
I've made no bones about the fact that I am.
It's awesome.
Now, thank you. You know what? It's the nicest fucking thing you've ever said to me. You will get a hug after the show today. We're very perverted, and I think we share that. Jackal's in that club. This guy tries to hide his, but he's the worst one. This is BTK right here. This guy wants to murder people.
You know what? One time,
this guy's no different than that old man that played no, I won't even say that.
One time, Sam told me in a private conversation, he's like, "Oh, Daniel told me what you do at strip clubs," and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "He's told me about it." I'm like, "What are you?" I'm like, "What are you?" I didn't do nothing.
Before any woman would work her, I would tell them about time. I would warn them. I'd be like, just so you know,
why would he say
this
that?
guy at strip clubs, crazy.
I didn't do nothing. Anyway, so I get a picture from Daniel, and Daniel's like, "Look at this."
Hold on, I gotta get this picture and show it to everybody, or everybody's gonna be so fucking mad because I'm not sharing the photo.
And then it's the picture of it's on the back of Seth's boat, and it's
It's good. There it is. Look at this.
It's Tracy in a bikini and another bikini girl.
That's Amber Nova.
Amber Nova.
What? The famous wrestler Amber Nova, abs for days. That lady.
We ab off all the time. I usually
and then
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for grating cheese on those abs.
And then there's Stevie Janowski chugging a Michelob.
Who's the gay guy? who is this? I mean, look at that effeminate pose.
You like that mesh shirt, don't you? I made sure the shirt was on for that. That is a mesh shirt.
Yeah, who is that guy? But there it is. That's way better. Look at that.
No.
That's a party.
Yeah, there you go.
Chat room, what does Jackal's wife think about this?
That's what I text Seth.
Yeah.
I swear to God. It's funny that they said that. Because
they know you, dude. The chat room, look, we're just extensions of the room. The chat room, there's filled with Dans and filled with Toms, and they beat you to the they beat you to the punch.
That's what
Tracy's in there now. She yells, "Stop!" Well, don't yell at me.
Wait, which trip? My Tracy?
I don't even know where I got that photo, man.
No, Seth.
I don't even know where I got that, man.
Seth said Jackal's wife's on the boat with us. She's partying too.
Yeah, she's having fun with us.
Wait, your wife was on the boat too?
Yeah. So then, first, why aren't me and Daniel invited on the bikini boat? I didn't get any text to say, "Hey, we're going to bikini
you can
boating."
say fuck, you're allowed.
Dude, I know. I'm trying to be a better person.
And then
fucking asshole.
And then second, let's talk about having a young wife for a second.
Yeah, it's got to be so much better.
Because Belichick brought this back up in society again.
Yeah.
Where we've always messed around with Seth, but now it's not as fun anymore because now Seth's got a baby and.
She's not young anymore. She has a baby.
And, yeah. But still,
no. I like that better. I like young with a baby now.
Yeah. Well, this bikini picture obviously is a testament
hold
to
on.
having babies young.
Let's check the tape.
Anyway.
Boom. All right.
So
way better. Holy smokes.
So the Belichick conversation brought this back up, and then it reminded me. I was like,
I'm the Belichick of the show. I have to divorce my wife and because I'm the oldest, shortest, and grumpiest and fattest. I have to divorce my wife and get a hot young wife.
Here's the problem. Once you divorce your wife, it takes away your ability to get a hot young wife because now you have half the money.
Yeah.
And then there's no way.
And it's not a lot to begin with. It's not.
No, I know.
Like, I'm not.
Yeah, but if you took it all now, maybe you can get a white monster on Titusville or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like rough around the edges, Titusville. Yeah. She's hot.
I do like him rough.
She likes the white monster.
Yeah, a lot of those. I see that. I swear to God, I can profile those women on any of the tube sites. If you look at any of them, just the screenshots, all you look for is ultra skinny, small tits, pink ass. If they got that, they're redneck.
Pink ass?
If they're ultra skinny, small tits, and they're bent over, and they have a red pink ass, redneck. 100% redneck.
So, having a young wife,
yes.
And Seth can talk about it. I think I cannot find a any negative at
No.
all. In fact,
does your wife complain about how hot she is and her temperature fluctuations?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
There you go. Well,
But when I'm 70 and she starts complaining about it,
yeah, but you'll
never-
I'm not listening to that shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
I'll
already
never
self-consumed. You'll be so much more self-consumed. You'll tune those out.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
But-
you won't
but-
even know she's complaining about hot flashes.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be like, ah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not making it that long.
No, I know, and which is
just the punches. Oh,
Yeah,
my
have you
God,
been doing
the
better
punches.
with your hypochondria? We haven't addressed it. Last time you were in here, they had a Reddit thread about how you're going to kill yourself. So
Yeah.
No, I would never do that.
And that gets
Not for Vera.
and as you get
If
older,
Vera wasn't here, then I'd be fucking.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I got
In
you.
the dojo, seppuku
Oh,
all day
we're
long.
gonna talk about that. But anyway, the only thing I've ever heard in my life is like, oh yeah, get with an older lady. She's got more experience.
No.
And
You know what,
Experience
like-
it means baggage.
Like, you know what? They sold the myth when I was a young man that the act of sex, the act of what you were doing, was more important than how the person looks. They've always sold that.
yeah,
And I'm here to tell you that who cares how good they are if they look like Sloth from Goonies? Who cares how good it feels?
Yeah.
Right? I think we had it.
I can't feel that much better.
I think we had it backwards. I think we had it
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah.
I think it should have been like people always say it's not about the length of the whatever, it's the motion and the like. No. It was always about the length.
Yeah.
Always.
And here's the thing with experience, my wedding anniversary is tomorrow.
Congrats.
Me and
Happy
Crystal,
anniversary.
17 years.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
so it's been 20 years, I guess, since we were you're more than that. I mean, goddamn, when was that? 16, 17.
You should be getting a gold watch. For
And,
this.
She is aching for something.
So
else.
if you don't, here's the thing with experience.
What did you say? She's aching for what?
He said
for
she's aching
a big
something
ding dong?
something
You're
else.
gonna give her the big ding dong?
Dude, you know I've always wanted.
Could we set that up? Could we for your anniversary? Could we have Seth?
I would-
I've seen
I would
his.
do that for you.
I've seen his, the big Italian sausage.
I don't know if she
Yeah.
wants that.
Maybe she wants it.
That's
Maybe
also
she
a
wants
myth that
the-
all women
yeah.
want the ding dong.
Maybe she wants
I don't think
the, sausage and peppers.
The evidence that
Prince
I've lived
pepperoni.
through tells me I don't think she wants it. A lot of women don't necessarily want the big
That's
ding
true.
dong.
That's true.
But the experience, it only works if you have lots of experience.
Yeah.
Like if you are an old prostitute, then you're like, oh yeah, she's seen it all. But if you just been with the same lady for 17 years, that experience doesn't build up to
Yeah.
a point where it's like, I think it was better before.
Yeah,
when
like,
we were
like you were
21.
just with somebody for 17 years and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
terrible sex.
yeah, we're
Okay,
just-
yeah.
Because it's the
21.
same the whole time. Yeah.
Right.
Makes
And then-
sense.
And then she doesn't even anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just shut
Yeah,
up
you're
now.
selling
Our
the
wedding
sizzle.
anniversary tomorrow. And I'm gonna talk to her later because she's mad at me for throwing away her vacuum by accident.
Wait a minute. I thought every woman's dream was if we threw away their vacuum.
2 Christmases ago, I got Tracy an awesome vacuum.
What'd you get her?
the best Dyson there. Whatever
Yeah.
that super
Yeah.
most expensive Dyson. I said it was for both of us, but it was.
Yeah.
No, it's for her. It's for her.
I think everybody in this room, has everyone in this room bought their wife a vacuum cleaner? Raise your hand.
Yeah. Well, they wanted it.
They wanted it.
They said, I want a vacuum. Here we go.
And you know what happens when they say they want it? We got to give it to them.
Yeah.
Well, I'll call her later.
Yeah.
But anything before we start,
Yeah.
because
Did we get all the?
we didn't get the plugs
Yeah,
out.
let's get the plugs out of the way.
So first, we are discontinuing our AirTND after the month of May. So March, April, May are our last 3 months with
Yep.
AirTND. It is going to be an Airbnb after this. The owner, Kristen, she's awesome.
Yep.
She's going to, but it's not going to be Tom and Dan themed.
No.
So if you want to stay in the Tom and Dan themed Airbnb, book it now. And even if you're a BDM, listen, email me, look at the dates that are open. I'll cut you a deal, take off the, you could Venmo us and then, cut Airbnb out of it. Anyway, we're just trying to book it out for the last 3 months. And there are open dates, a lot of weekends in May and April, not so much March, but there are, it is the last chance. And we're going to,
How's March looking?
it's pretty full.
Okay.
Yeah.
right.
March.
That's spring break time, right?
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
wanted.
it's-
That's when
it's
I
pretty
wanted to
full.
go. So never mind.
Yeah. No, yeah.
That sucks.
Hey, beginning of April,
Yeah, it
just
sucks.
as good.
No.
Yeah,
The
we do.
weather's better in March.
We do have BDM Appreciation Week coming up. We will have $5 BDM shirts for BDMs only. That will go on sale. We're thinking March 10th. We'll send an email out to all BDMs. You have to be a BDM to be involved.
Ooh, the day before I die of my hip surgery.
That'll
That'll be eerie.
a BDM Appreciation Week is April 17th-ish week,
Yeah.
and April 19th is our BDM only party for the BDM Appreciation Party. We've got live music. We've got a whip show.
Yeah.
We got a DJ.
We got a whip show. Guys. You hear that? We have a whip show.
So you got to be a BDM to be invited.
Yes, you do.
So sign up at tomanddan.com. If you're not a BDM, you won't get the invite.
Yeah. tomanddan.com/registration if you want to use the love meter and sign up.
Today's the last day of the Tuttle pre-sale T-shirt
Yep.
that's on tomanddan.com right now. It is a picture of a nerd holding two guns, insinuating he has a big ding dong.
Yeah, it's one of the funnier,
BTE.
crazier shows. It's probably not selling that great because, I
It's,
mean,
it's crazy,
yeah,
but
it's wild.
Here's the thing: people will be like, "What the hell is that shirt?"
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Big
Because-
Tuttle energy.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time we've ever done or offered a Tuttle shirt. He is, in my opinion, my favorite radio character. My favorite radio host of all time is SBK. I've always said that. My favorite stunt guy is it's got to be Tuttle. He's the best.
He didn't even know about the shirt until yesterday. He texted
I
me.
know. He may not be happy about it.
No, he was super happy.
All
He
right,
said.
all right.
And I'm like, well, you're not getting any of the money, so
Yeah,
there's
we're
no
using
money.
it. Yeah, we're using your likeness. We're stealing it.
So anyway, that's on tomanddan.com. And then there's two charity golf tournaments coming up. Orange County Regional History Center's golf tournament. That's March 10th. That all benefits go to the Orange County Regional History Center.
Yes.
That's at Rio Pinar Golf Course. Sign up at thehistorycenter.org.
Which golf course is it?
Rio Pinar.
Yeah, he thinks he's fancy.
He got it the second time.
Yeah, no, he got it both times, but he thinks he's fancy when he says it. I see him look over at it.
Got to roll the R.
And the Ocoee Firefighter Golf Tournament, all to benefit Base Camp, is coming up
Nice.
on March 29th. I'll be playing on that one. If you want to play with me, you can text or call Trey 407 925-3311 is his number.
Hope that's right.
You could pay and play some golf with me. I stink at golf.
You've been doing that golf tournament for like 15 years, I feel
Yeah.
like.
I missed it last year.
Yeah. You didn't care last year.
No,
You told me. You're like, you know what? I've been doing all this stuff for the base camp kids, and I'm over.
Yeah. I hurt myself snowboarding, and then
that's right.
then I was like, man, and then.
But that is a cool thing to say to people, right? It's like, hey, sorry, can't play. Hurt myself snowboarding.
Yeah, but I fell down in line.
I was gonna say I
I was
picture it
doing
being
a
something
backflip.
stupid.
yeah. But technically, yes.
He wasn't
but,
competing for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to you guys. So how was the bikini boat adventure?
Yeah, was it fun? Was it a good time?
Yeah, well, going back to what you said about the benefits of having a young wife and whatnot, it's starting to creep up on me because I don't know. Of last time I was talking
You need
about
some testosterone? What do you?
Yeah, no, my test is fine. Numbers are good, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
but
but-
it doesn't. I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
But you always get double.
It's not about not
Yeah,
the
don't
sex,
you
thing,
want
not the
double?
sex thing, just like
Yeah.
the fun thing. Like that's why I got Jack along now. He's I'm living through him having fun, drinking
Yeah.
all the time. And
Oh,
I'm
so
just
you're
like,
gonna have, yeah.
and I'm just like I feel like my symptoms are acting
That's
up.
what
so I don't-
Diddy started
I haven't
doing, right?
drank in a while just because I feel like my symptoms are still there.
Isn't
so I
that
don't
what
wanna-
you do?
So
When
you're
you're
hanging
I'm
out-
not having fun, is what I'm
When
trying
you're
to say.
ultra rich, you have your friends fuck your wife, right?
So you're
And,
hanging
like,
out with the-
drink and
With the,
He hasn't asked me to do that
yeah,
yet.
okay. Well,
Not
just
yet.
hang in there.
Just
hang in there.
Just wait it
Right?
out.
Yeah.
I like how you're hanging out with an older, more out of shape dad to make yourself feel better.
No,
he's
Yes,
older.
I like that.
Oh, Seth is older?
I am
he's
older.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's only
don't
like
tell
a year.
people that, Jack. Oh, well, it's true.
Yeah.
We're
I don't
like
know.
same year, just a month, right?
No, I'm 43, man.
Oh shit, it's a couple of years.
Oh wow, couple years. You're
Sure.
43. Holy shit! I feel better now. I feel way better now, dude. Yeah, I feel, and I'm growing my hair out like a homeless
Why do
man.
you look at me like that?
Well, because he forgets he has great sideburns.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
Grow that beard out, bro.
I imagine that a younger wife doesn't yell at you as much because she looks at you kind of like an older uncle, right? Because like
Maybe I don't know. I get the feeling
like-
Tracy yells at him a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
she doesn't yell at me.
No, outside
No?
of the river, no, she doesn't yell at me.
Yeah.
Do you ever yell at her?
Yeah.
A lot? Do you
I'm
scare her?
an-
Do you scare her?
I
You
don't
make her
s-
run
I
for
do
the
not
closet?
scare her.
Yeah. Does she have to run to her safe room and
Yeah.
hide? Does
The
she
worst thing I
run
do-
to a closet and hide like Gene Hackman's
I smack her ass
dog?
with a spatula a lot. That gets her mad. That's the only thing I do. That's bad.
Yeah. So when you're
That's
old,
not the
yeah.
only thing.
when you're old Mel Gibson, you yell at your
I
young.
can see your pussy from the fucking back. Now run to the closet.
You get
And
mad.
take your pills and die in there like Gene Hackman's German Shepherd.
Okay, since you brought it up, did you guys hear about this? The Gene Hackman death?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah. I know what happened, dude.
I was kind of upset about that.
German Shepherd killed them both, and then felt bad, crawled in the closet and killed herself.
Jesus.
So
Quote me on that.
So this got released, and Daniel, we were talking about it yesterday, and then everybody immediately was like, "Oh, some sort of gas leak," because that's weird that like
all of them.
the dog died. So then it came out that it wasn't a gas leak.
You want the real it's a Gene Hackman, esteemed actor known for films like The French Connection and Unforgiven, found dead at 95 alongside his wife, Betsy Arakawa, 64, and one of their dogs in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home on February 26. Couple was discovered in separate rooms with Hackman fully clothed near his cane in the mudroom and Arakawa in the bathroom with prescription pills scattered nearby. Authorities reported no signs of external trauma, foul play, or gas leaks, and the initial autopsy results showed no evidence of carbon monoxide poisoning.
But what happened to the dog?
So
the dog, I told you what happened. The dog killed the
Oh, I see.
and then the dog hid in the it hid in the closet, wanting to kill the other two German Shepherds, but the other two German Shepherds were smart enough to run away, and then it eventually killed itself out of
So
case closed.
It looks, maybe, who knows, and I guess this will all be figured out with toxicology and
forensics.
Yeah, they'll know what happened, or at least get a good idea. But it seems like Gene Hackman may have died suddenly through some sort of heart attack or whatever. Then she killed herself out of grief. And then, like Daniel mentioned, that one of the dogs ate one of the pills on the ground and then died too.
I can see that happening. This is how I plan on. This is my plan.
But
get to 95.
If I die, I want my wife to kill herself. And then kill Dansby. There you go. I said it. Okay. It was easier than I thought. I got it off my chest.
I don't know.
That's my true source.
If she's going to kill herself.
She won't. No. But I'm just telling you what I wish for, right? This is what are we doing? We're doing genie. If a genie came down, it works for him.
Although now that I think about it, why are the pills scattered everywhere? Like, if you take a handful of pills, you don't die immediately.
Yeah, you put them back normally.
Yeah. And then
unless the dog plopped up and got
she took the pill. She's crying.
Throws it again, maybe.
She eats the pills, and no, I don't know.
Why are they scattered everywhere?
I'm telling you, the
dog got up and
the dog's like, I gotta make it look like there was a struggle here, and he started messing the pills everywhere. I'm telling you, the dog is the key.
So let's talk about killing ourselves if our loved one dies.
Let's go. All right, Hold on a second.
We can make this funny.
I have an entire file on this. Holy shit. I've been waiting to talk about this. Yes.
Notes for days.
Finally, he goes to one of the things I write on the list.
So let's
all of his other shit, gambling this, sports that. I write killing your family down, and Tom's like, I don't know if we're doing that.
Killing yourself.
Oh, okay.
If your loved one dies or your family dies.
Yeah.
So, because I've always, assumed in my mind.
It's my plane flying theory. Remember, the reason I can fly with my family is because if the plane goes into a mountain, we all die. And I'm cool with that. Knowing that they're going to go on without me is terrifying. I hate it.
Yeah, it's selfish, but I feel that.
Oh, it's so selfish.
This is not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm asking, you go.
This is the anti-selfish.
I'm sorry, you go.
This is anti-selfish in the fact that, if you're so distraught that you're, because this is, on the surface, it seems like this is what happened. Like, the wife saw Gene Hackman die, or was dead, and then she killed herself out of grief, right? So, and then we've all, I imagine, had this scenario in our head, I have, where you're like, well, if my family ever ends up dying, I'm just going to immediately kill myself because I can't live without them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then...
Immediately?
Well, okay, so
I'm telling you right now, because I know me, I'm going to fuck a couple of times before I kill myself. Sorry. I'm sorry. Does that make me a bad person? I'm just...
Well, it's going to be over anyway.
I feel very truthful
This makes
today.
you worse than how you were.
I feel very truthful today, but I'm telling you, if I come home and Andrea and Maisie are dead, I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. I walk up to Gator's dockside and I try to fuck some old lady. And then I kill myself.
Well, because then you're like, well, if it's going to be over inevitably anyway... let's see what else,
Well, then I might.
Well, it depends on
okay,
age.
hold
what
on.
can I do here?
Then you know what? Then in that case, I might, just to see what it feels like, I might fuck that old lady, then kill her.
No, this is
See,
crazy.
I want to see what murder feels
No,
like.
no,
I did
no,
kill
no.
myself.
No. But then,
You said you want to experience new shit, and that's the newest shit I've ever felt is murder.
No, but
never felt that before.
Well, you start thinking to yourself, you're like, well, if I'll eventually die. The lights are out, so why not? Or what if I started a new family? What is that
Yes.
going to be like?
Okay, so you're saying go in a different direction.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna go anyway, you might as well kill some time in between with seeing what else is available. I'm just saying.
Andrea
Then
just confirmed it.
you risk the actual love and emotion that you did have for your wife disappearing,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I'd want that to happen, especially not with my kid. If it was
Andrea
my
said
kid.
she wouldn't kill herself.
Yeah.
Now,
I
let me-
Just don't remarry. If I died, I wouldn't want Tracy to kill herself. Just don't. Just
I
be
think-
alone. Be a widow the rest of your
Would
life.
you be upset
Alone.
if you were like able to spy on Tracy from heaven?
Yeah.
Because heaven is real in this particular instance. And she did remarry. How angry would you be? And who would you want her to remarry? What if she remarried your sidekick Jackal?
And would you become a poltergeist?
Yeah, and then what if
Yeah, I would
then what if
definitely
every night
try
you had
to
to
ask
sit on a
God.
cloud and watch him plowing your wife
That would be
or
awful.
ex-wife because you're dead?
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle that. That's why
I don't
the
think I
concept
could.
of
I
heaven
couldn't
is crazy.
sit on a cloud and am sitting in a cloud. This is mine. You don't have to have a cloud. I'm sitting on a cloud. I'm looking, and then Maisie comes home from college to visit Andrea. They're still living in Baldwin, and then Andrea's got some new husband in there that I watch him. Watch this guy pumping her from the cloud.
Some people like that.
I don't know how they like
they
that.
pay for that.
Oh my god, it would be torture. It would be torture. It would be endless torture.
It's on the
It
internet.
definitely wouldn't be heaven at that point.
Yeah, if you're forced to watch, is it heaven?
Who's forcing me to watch?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
But when these
What if just the window?
But I'd want to know if he has a bigger penis.
Chances. I mean, I'm 5'2". Chances are, everybody. Like who does it?
so that is what happened, right? What else would have happened?
It's what it does seem like. Although it seems weird to me that it is. I don't know. I guess there's a certain level. All jokes aside, there's some poetic love of the fact that maybe she loved him so much that maybe she found him dead and was like, "Oh my God, I can't live without you," and then she killed herself.
Like Romeo and Juliet.
But I would say this: she's very young.
30 years difference.
I mean, she's in her
Oh,
60s.
good for
That's
him.
not an old
30
lady,
years.
right? She's not an old lady.
Yeah,
is my
but
point.
she's 95.
Like if she could have quite possibly, if he lived in 90, she could quite possibly have at least 20 years left.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is that that she didn't anticipate this happening because of his age. He was in his 90s.
Yeah.
So-
he looked pretty bad. He's real.
So maybe she should have
real
emotionally
skinny.
got ready for this to happen.
Do
No, I
people
think she
not do
was.
this?
Yeah.
I get ready for any scenario.
What
that
about a
could happen.
pact? We haven't even covered that. What if it was hey, if I one day I'm gonna die, let's talk about that. And she's like, well, if I find you dead, I love you so much, I'm just gonna take these pills and kill myself. Okay, that's what we're doing. All right.
How about
Good night.
He's like, I'll get the dog.
If you're Gene Hackman,
yeah.
how about you say, don't do that? Just see, like, you don't have to marry anybody, but just,
Maybe he did.
live your life. You'll eventually be dead, but just,
But I don't know. I mean, that's an honor. If somebody tells me, if Andrea tells me, look, when you
Stay
die,
around for the
I'm gonna
family.
kill myself, I'd be like, wow, you would? You would kill yourself?
Yeah,
Like,
that means a lot.
yeah, that's the
That's a
nicest
psycho
thing.
kind of love that I like.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever offered to do for me is to kill themselves after I die.
yeah, but then, didn't she emotionally prepare herself? For
She
instance,
seems very disciplined. Just on the surface, she's a classically trained pianist. She's Asian. I'm just going to play stereotypes and say to be that good and be the best of the best, she's a very disciplined person.
She executed the plan.
So this is weird. This is weird. At first I said, guys, this was not weird, but she did execute the plan if that's what it was.
So anybody out there that has ever had a partner with sleep apnea will know what I'm talking about. They've emotionally prepared themselves to wake up next to a corpse one day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens.
I don't think they think about it.
What do you? That's what.
No,
You-
you're that person. You're a prepper.
Every night you hear your husband stop breathing, and you haven't thought to yourself, one day I'm gonna wake up to a corpse, and
are
you
dumb.
think, what? You just live without preparing yourself?
I think most people do.
No.
Most people live without preparing themselves to themselves to die.
That's
Yeah.
how you live. You live without preparing yourself.
No, but I think of all scenarios in my head that could happen. Like,
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I don't think other people do that.
So do I,
know
but I
I
actually
don't.
think they're happening.
I know I don't do that. Like, I know people with sleep apnea. I know people with CPAPs. If Andrea had a CPAP, she does not. If she did, I don't know if I would lay there every night and be like, well, I got to prepare myself one day.
No, not every
Like,
night, but just it flashed through your head at one point, like, and then if you're married to a 90-year-old, you didn't think to yourself, like,
well, yes,
one day you could
the
die.
Age, 100%
at
the
any
age
moment.
I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'll give
Like,
you the
right-
age 1,000,000%. Yeah,
How
she
are you
knew
that distraught?
Like right now, Rocky is, he's about to be 15 years old.
Oh,
like
I'm
I'm
sorry.
Oh, he's a
expecting,
sweetheart.
and I'm
I'm
preparing
sorry.
myself. Shit, like okay,
That's his
I
dog.
know this is gonna
Yeah.
happen soon, so I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Should I kill myself? Like,
No, my God, you have a child.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It outrules it. But if you didn't have a kid,
I'm joking.
if you didn't have a kid, I would say maybe.
Really? Okay. Yeah, he does. Rocky has
giving
been.
you honest
Rocky
answers.
has been with me longer than anyone
Yeah.
else has ever been with
Yeah,
me.
yeah. If you didn't have a kid, I'd say maybe. But you have a kid, so it's a no.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you
You're right.
celebrate their lifespan. It's like you
Yeah,
get,
he did good. He did good. That's
Yeah.
what Caesar 15. So just give him anything he wants.
And every time he coughs, I'm like, oh shit. It's
Yeah.
just me. And then he gets better. And I'm like, okay, good.
yeah, well, maybe
He gets a
he'll-
giant growth on his butt and it goes away. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we went through that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay,
That
these
leaked
things
somewhere in your house, by the way.
I understand.
Somewhere in your house, that growth
yeah.
leaked. Yeah, they don't just go away.
Oh, great. Maybe that's why no one's buying my house. They smell dog leak.
There's some dog tumor leak.
Yeah, I like the house, but what is this pus on the floor?
Oh my God.
You're so distraught. Your 90-something-year-old husband
Oh
died.
no,
you
Tracy
killed
says
yourself?
we're a bad influence on you.
Is that my Tracy in there?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that's your
okay.
Tracy.
Okay.
You think we're? Hold on, Tracy.
Of course, I'm a bad influence.
We've known Seth maybe
20 years?
Hasn't been a little
No,
longer
it's
than
longer
Tracy.
than
Longer?
Yeah,
20,
yeah,
25 years?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, I just didn't want to throw out like be insulting. They were like, "Oh, I've known your husband longer than
Well,
you."
I hope not,
Like
because
she
then
knows
she'd
you
be a fucking middle schooler.
You really lied about her age.
Yeah.
My God, that would be
Yeah,
terrible.
No.
Has
20,
she-
21. I've met her 21.
Someone cut out some of the things Seth said on the show and then put them together and like send it to Tracy.
No,
I don't think she's heard
You
them
want
all.
a best of montage?
Out of context, that's not fair. Out of context, that is totally not fair.
just
Because
like-
everything I said was
Out of context, it was just like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you a story right now." You told us a true story. And then that was it. There's no
Well-
context to it. You're like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you a true horrible story."
Well,
we're like, "Okay," and
the
then we're like,
context-
"Oh my God, why would you say that out loud?" And then you're like, "Oh," and you laughed, and then that was it. There was
the
no
context was you were paying me and asked me to do it. So
Melissa said that we've known Seth since Tracy was 7 years old. Blew my hat off. Oh my God.
He's calmed down.
oh yeah.
Recently,
I think Tracy would rather have
You're
me like
way
I was
calm
before.
now.
I think Tracy would
yeah.
rather have me as I was.
You're
coming up.
weird. You're weird sad now.
Yeah, I'm weird.
yeah.
You're
That's
weird
sad.
sad now. You
Yeah,
used
that's
to be party fun. Now
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
weird sad.
I know, and I feel bad for Tracy because of that. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
With the problems of having a young wife now, because I feel like if me 10 years ago would be a lot more fun for her.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
So,
when
yeah,
we were
fuck.
25, we were still partying, going
yeah.
out. Like, I think I was partying till we had kids. Like, I was 35,
But
still partying.
I think once this stress my house gets sold, my health is under control.
What do you mean your house gets? You hadn't sold yet?
Don't even talk
Holy,
about
that
it.
shit-
I think
that
my
shit-
stress will go down and I'll be more fun again.
How long has that shit been on the market, man? Holy
Yeah.
smokes!
yeah, that's a bad sign. When the people
I
are
have a
looking
showing.
like,
Yeah.
8 months on the market.
Yeah.
No,
Oh
there
my
must
God.
be ghosts.
Must be there's probably a dog tumor in there.
My buying pool is very small for my price range of house. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They come to whatever.
You're in control of this. You understand?
You
Like,
know what to
Yeah,
do.
I
right?
know,
You know what
but-
you got to do.
When
Yeah,
your
I know,
when your
it's-
washing
You know what you gotta
machine
do.
doesn't sell on Facebook Marketplace, it's because you priced it too high. There's no other
I
reason.
know.
Yeah, the
It
chat
just-
room says it must be priced too low. They're so fucking mean. They're so fucking mean.
I loaded it. It's under appraised value right now. It's low. I have a showing Tuesday, like an actual appointment made. I had one last week, so I'm getting movement on it.
Are
now.
you there when they show it? You should just let
No,
Tracy.
but I'm spying on the cameras.
Just
so
let Tracy be there.
big time spying.
They can
on
probably
the-
see that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
do you see
every
the
room they
cameras?
walk in, it
Oh, they
turns
see
on.
the cameras,
what
but the
weirdo
light,
lives here?
but the light goes.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh.
Yeah, why do you think I put a piece of duct tape on there so Tom and his wife can't see me when I check to see if they're fucking in
You're
there?
like, I
No,
don't
I know how that works. I've done Smoothie King cover the cameras.
Like, I don't want to live in this creepy ass Squid Games house. There's fucking cameras everywhere. Some goddamn haunted, flooded basement.
Oh, the basement is fucking
Who
immaculate.
lives here,
right now.
Mr. Miyagi Dracula?
And you're like, why is this one room off the side of the house so crooked?
Oh, that one. You heard it. You hit him on that one. You hit him on that one.
Yes.
That was a good
God,
shot.
made
Right.
Janowski laugh.
Yeah, that was a good shout. That
Whatever.
was a good shout. All right, should we take a break?
Yeah.
Let's take a little
Oh,
break.
before we take a break.
Yeah, please.
When are you going to build your dock at your new house? Because I need to put my boat there in the summertime because I can't. It's too much of a pain in the ass to trailer it to
I heard
goddamn
you
Conway.
whispering to the lady
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
What? Now, hold on a second.
I
Can
don't want to sit in that boat ramp. There's cops there. They're
Can I-
fucking. They're blasting reggaeton.
Can I fuck with you for a second?
Huh? Yeah.
He had to call because you. Can I talk about your you calling the boat place?
No.
Oh,
Hold on, what is
yes.
it?
Because I want to make fun. I want to make fun of the terminology that I heard you using. He calls the boat place. and he
What's the
goes-
boat place? Like,
The
It's
place
where I
where
keep my
it's-
boat
yeah.
in
Where-
Boat
oh,
Tree.
Boat
in-
Tree.
in
So he
fucking
calls in and
Sanford.
he's like, hello there. Yes. This is Captain Tom.
No, I didn't say
No, we
Captain Tom.
didn't.
Please tell me he said
Calls
Captain
himself
Tom.
Captain
No,
Tom.
I
And then
don't.
I hear him go, and then he says this. There's one particular word I notice he's using a lot. I'm like, why the fuck is he saying that? He says, I would like to schedule a launch.
Yeah, well, that's what they call it there. They call it a
I would like
launch.
to schedule a launch, and I'm like,
Yeah.
schedule a launch.
No,
You're
you
fucking-
think you-
I'd like to put my boat in.
Yeah.
It's not
No.
like to schedule a launch. He's like, I'd like
No.
to schedule a launch, and he's like, and I haven't launched it in a minute.
I haven't launched it.
And I'm like, you haven't
Yeah,
launched
yeah.
it in a minute. What?
Yeah, well, that's my subtle way of telling them it's not going to start when they try to start it. When they try to launch it, it's going to fucking have spider webs and a wasp nest.
Yeah, well,
Fucking
launch.
I
I
haven't even
I had
seen
a
it.
wasp nest in mine last night.
Launches for like the chat room
Well,
said.
no, no, you-
exactly.
you can't-
Launches are for shuttles, not for you're putting your boat in.
No, your boat has to be over 100K to say launch my.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's-
launch.
Sorry.
Oh, he's laughing.
You don't meet
Oh.
the threshold. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Crystal wants to go to Pontoon Island for a mud walk for her anniversary.
Wait, you're doing
An
double
anniversary
mud
mud
walk.
walk.
the
You're
hell's
gonna
mud
do
walk?
another one?
Yeah.
Are you the mud walk people now?
Well, that's what Crystal's like. Oh, we gotta go out in nature, feel the energy. She started to get to it. She was
Oh,
like,
I know
She
what that
talks
means.
about
I know what that
feeling
means.
the energy.
yeah, this is what Chris was that. Yeah.
Is she using crystal deodorant? Because that shit don't work.
You start hugging trees as you get.
That's not what you hug.
You go the opposite of the gun
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah, well, they're in charge
of
of the country now, so I'll just hug trees.
yeah. And then you're like, oh, you
Wait, is a
feel
mud
this
walk?
plant.
Is a mud walk like the mud flats I used to go to? Where we used to go to field trips as an elementary, middle
yes.
school.
I
stuff
just
like
did that,
Oh,
yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah.
those are fun. I remember
La-
that. That was like a good time. I like.
Did your wife ask you to go on a mud?
No, but I'm gonna ask her see if she wants to do something.
She
like
won't.
that.
Yeah, I bet
No,
young
she would
wives.
definitely
Young
not.
wives are a little more muddy, if you know what I mean.
Here's the thing,
old,
though.
old wife, there's too much mud coming out of that. Thing.
You're gonna put your daughter in some sort of private school. They don't
Yeah.
do mud walks in private.
Yeah.
private schools.
I don't
You
get.
gotta
I don't. I'm not in private schools, but I am.
put them in
I am
Seminole
in a-
County.
You got to be around a D or F rated school to have a mud walk. Like, I'm at an A rated school, so
yeah.
while they were doing mud walk, Maisie was. I think she was. They were
Kennedy Space
sharpening
Center.
they were sharpening drone blades that day.
Half the reason I moved to Lake Comet because of the A-rated school. The A-rated school we used to go with.
What if I move that?
Sorry.
Hey, me A-rated school.
There's no way you know the ratings of schools.
Yes, I did. I looked it up. Yes,
Me
I
look
did.
up, me look up.
Cornerstone
Me
Academy.
use
is
typing
A-rated.
TV to look up.
By the time Jane ebbs and
Yeah.
flows.
You won't even need school by the time that Vera.
I
gets
did
involved.
think about homeschooling. Not gonna lie, I was thinking.
Oh,
of homeschooling.
homeschool will make her weird.
No,
Super
everybody
weird, dude.
says that.
Yeah,
There's so
it
many
does.
homeschoolers
Makes them
now.
weird.
As long as I get her an extracurricular.
The homeschoolers
karate
are the
and-
ones that end up putting like jump ropes and
The
flutes in their
The
pussies.
whole
and
point
stuff.
of homeschooling is to make them weird.
It
I'd
is.
rather
All the
be-
homeschoolers.
I'm too lazy to
Dude, did you see
homeschool.
the kids in school today? They're fucking absolutely weird.
Yeah,
so
but that's
what's
to
the-
make you
No,
tough.
that
what makes
is
you
a
tough.
that is a narrative. I just went on the Castleberry mud walk,
And it was great. Yeah, it
all
was
the
fine.
kids were fine,
Yeah, it was
polite. They were saying yes sir, no sir.
Nah.
They were all good. They were
Yeah.
mud. They didn't give a shit about. They're tough as shit. I was like, God damn, this generation's fine. All
Yeah,
these kids
no,
are
no,
good.
it's not.
People
You've
complain.
seen the kids that they're not.
Oh, you're karate animals?
Well, that's because you send your kids to karate as a punishment.
Yeah.
that's what I realized.
whatever.
then you can say, you better get good grades or we're going back to
You guys,
karate.
you guys better study or you're going back to punching and kicking hell.
Both my sons on honor roll now, just from the threat of
Yeah,
sending
they
them
call
back
it
to karate.
Taekwondo.
So I did
That's
so I did my job.
Everybody should use Seth Dojo to
Yeah.
make your kids get good
Yeah.
grades. They'll do it.
Karate of
I threatened them.
Orlando.com.
I was like, your
Just,
grades
they don't have
drop.
to show up. Just pay me monthly and be a member, and then
Just threaten them.
Just
Yeah,
threaten
yeah,
them.
yeah, it works.
Bring them once or twice. Let them know that it's hard work, and make sure you have discipline.
All right, get out there and break a sweat.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, I'm gonna see if we can call Crystal. She sent me a video of me throwing away her Dyson vacuum. Which, by the way, you got video cameras all over your house. Like, this is what happens. It doesn't
I
catch
don't.
any criminals. All it does is catch yourself.
I only have one. I have one. Andrea added one because she's trying to be like all of you guys.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do what you guys do. We don't stream. We don't do any of
Stream?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
don't.
stream.
We used to have
I don't
cable.
stream.
I still have cable.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I'm an old
They
man.
strum your
I
camera.
They
added,
still have a cable available?
yeah, I have it. I have it.
I didn't even know they had that available.
I still have my cable connected to a TiVo. Yeah.
TiVo.
A TiVo. So yeah, Andrea. Well, never. We'll take the break. I'll tell you guys.
All
later.
right,
This is good. This is brand new, and sometimes you don't get a lot of this, but this is brand new ska. This is from a band called Catbite, a female-fronted band called Catbite. They have a brand new album out called Doom Garden. To a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
If you wanted something that sort of sounds like Nine Inch Nails, I guess, or inspired loosely by, that's what you got. Welcome back to the show.
Seth and Jekyll are here, and
Hello.
on the line with us, one half of the Bart Merrick team, my wife, Crystal Van. How you doing, Crystal?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing good.
Hello.
So, I had been doing so well, and and Seth can,
Hold on a second. Some of the worst speeches of all time start with the villain saying, I'm the best. Like, I've done the best. Like, you're starting like, I was doing so good, but also, some would say I do very well, but also I'm doing very bad. They say both. Which is it? We're going to do big things. We're going to do big things.
and small things.
And we're also going to do small things.
All the things.
We're going to do all the things.
The greatest things.
So I had a good run where I was I felt like I was good at being a husband, and
I think you're pretty good. I think in a lot of ways you can be a better husband. She's laughing. Okay.
I just laughed.
Right away, left.
Yeah, but for like there was a month and a half straight that I was grinding it out, and in my
I
mind,
think that's better than me because I don't think I've ever been good.
I was like,
Is that a sex reference?
no, I was
No,
like,
it's
I
grinding
need to
it out.
treat this.
It kind of is.
Hey,
Wait, so you
let's
were
talk about
doing?
that.
So you were only doing good as a husband while your wife was blowing you?
No.
You gotta grind it out more.
One came with the other. It all melded.
Yeah,
in between.
TikTok around the clock, bingo, bango, bongo.
And I'm
One
like,
came
things-
with the other.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
things are going good, and then I'm like, I want to think about this running. I'm just gonna go out there and then put the time in.
I might do this husband thing so I can get my blowjob.
And then, so every day I'll be like, do a little something, and then I was like, go outside, plant some wildflowers, and then one day when they grow, cut one out and leave it on a little tiny
On a
vase.
napkin, it's this napkin and wildflower is
Yeah.
symbolic of
Yeah.
our love.
Yeah, like I wouldn't think of doing something that stupid, but I was like, if I treat it like a training or
Rather
whatever,
than just laying in bed with a heart on.
yeah. I'm like, this is what you have to do. Say the
Girls-
compliments.
Girls don't like that.
Do
Yeah.
do the small things, and then so I was doing it all, and I was like, man,
18 years later.
I did mention.
Crystal.
Is it our 18-year wedding anniversary?
Well, it's 17 years from the time that my parents think we got married, but it's 18 legal.
He said
Oh,
17
okay.
earlier. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he's looking at his
Neither of
papers.
us know. Like, I don't
The
know how
predators.
long I've been with my wife because I don't care.
well, after a certain amount of time, it might as well.
it's
Yeah,
same for
because
Tom,
and I know that sounds on the surface. I know the way that sounds, But the reason I don't care is because I know I'm going to be with her forever because I love her so much.
What's like,
Like, do you understand what that
they're
is?
dying,
What I
you kill
mean.
yourself.
That is what I mean.
it's like asking Seth how long has he been working out. It's like it all blends together
Yeah.
into
He
He
one.
can tell you to the
long-
day.
Yeah, I bet he can. I bet he can. Yeah.
Anyway, so
39 years and 5 months.
back to number one husband. I was killing it. All right.
Yeah.
And then
We husband number one.
And then all of a sudden, Crystal had to. I was flustered this day. I don't know why. Something,
I was flustered this day. I was.
some things happened. I'll tell you about these Facebook palm trees showed up. I don't know.
You
and
pre-dug
they may
the
have been
hole.
stolen.
You tried to get the guy to put him in there.
I'll,
You saw the picture. You saw the picture of me and Jackal in the bikini.
Yeah, I
You're
forgot
like,
what
"Fuck,
it
I should
was.
be there."
I was flustered. Then Crystal had to go to the Air T&D to clean it and change the
like
towels.
a goddamn dog. She had to. Why'd you have to clean the Air T&D? I thought we had a cleaning lady, Crystal.
No, we do. But every now and then you have to change out the linens because they just get used too much. So
Right,
I I bought all new linens and I had to go replace them and swap them.
New
and
linens. We're getting
cover
rid of that dog. Take
That's
those
what
back.
I said.
Take those
And
back.
she's like, they're all yellow. I'm like,
Nah,
leave them
leave 'em
yellow.
They deserve yellow.
We'll just
Let them have yellow.
We'll decorate the TD around the yellow.
Yeah, fuck them. Let them have yellow now.
Like, I had to clean the tube that goes out the back of the dryer. You know, it was like clogged with
The
lint.
vent. That's
don't
a
clean
scam.
that.
That's a scam.
Don't clean
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Don't clean
Yeah.
it. Those people deserve to die if that place burns down. Let it burn down with their bodies inside.
No, they'll get out.
Yeah.
We have been super host every quarter since we started that thing.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
because-
we're about to Gene Hackman this shit. I'm gonna double suicide in that bitch.
So
Are
then,
you guys selling it? Like what's
No.
what's it?
No,
We
no,
are.
no.
We,
Okay.
we
I
never.
don't need to,
on.
I don't need to get into
We're
it.
moving on.
yeah. We may open up
Mind your
another
business, stuff.
Air
Yeah,
T&D.
why don't you mind your
Sorry,
business?
sorry.
Yeah, you like her talking to you that way,
I
don't you?
do, I do. I don't get that. I don't get that. And I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about the anniversary gift.
Yeah. That wears off after a while.
okay.
You're like, I want somebody to yell at me, stomp my balls. Not so fun after 18 years. Yeah. Anyway, he always wanted you to.
Wasn't want to yell at you, stomp your balls. Not that
Anyway.
great after 18 years.
So Crystal gets home, and this is where I'm going to make the argument that it's all about the intentions of anything. Anything you do, even if it like had negative consequences,
Yeah.
it's the intentions that
Right.
matter.
Yeah.
And the context, like I said earlier too, context and intention.
Yeah.
Like if I intended to start a fire in my indoor solo stove fireplace and it happened to set the entire complex on fire and I killed all of my neighbors, I'm cool because
all good.
the
Yeah.
It was an
intent
accident.
was
It's fine.
it was an accident. The intent was to just start a simple fire for my enjoyment.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, and so she gets home and she opens up her back door
I know
of
what
her
that
car.
means.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then it's time
You
for
know,
your grinding
If
to
I
happen.
asked to fuck my wife in the ass after she got home from work, would never happen.
Mud walk.
And then there was like a garbage bag back there, and then there was like a paper bag, which is, I mean, it all kind of
paper-
blended together.
A paper bag.
Like you would get at the grocery store, like
where is-
Publix paper bag.
Where is this bag?
Nobody uses public. Whole Foods paper bags.
Yeah.
We understand.
Is it
Well,
next? next
Where is
to-
this bag?
Next to the garbage, there was some other cleaning supplies. I don't know, bric-a-brac. Anyway,
Is
I'm
this
in a hurry.
the
I'm
garage?
confused.
Is this in the garage?
No, it's in the back of her
So
car.
it's in the back of my car. I backed into the driveway, and before I even was out of the car, he was helping to unload the back of my car.
See,
bad?
because I was in the mode of number one husband. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, what should I do?
Say husband number one. It sounds funnier.
I go and
Ichiban husband.
and help her unload her. Anyway, so then that's all I remember. So now, fast forward.
Did you even ask what, like, hey, what is this? Or, like,
No,
what
no,
do you
no,
want?
no, no.
Okay, okay.
I just
All
need to
right.
do the task to get the blowjob.
So
You see what I'm
you're-
saying?
so you're-
you know what I'm saying?
See, you're doing something actively that I absolutely do not do. Like, if the dishwasher is clean, I have to be told to unload the dishwasher.
that's
I
not me.
can't actively know it's, and then be like, oh, I should do that. I have to be told to do something. You, on the other hand, were actively taking it upon yourself, self-starter, to go to the back of the car, get out the bag of stuff that you knew she wanted to unload from her car, and
Yeah.
take it somewhere, right?
Yes.
I think this is a good thing.
So
It's a good thing. This is the intent. I see what you're doing.
Normal shit.
I forgot about it. Then a couple weeks later, I'm in the background.
Weeks? No, dude. It was
She
like
called you
3 days
dude. That
later.
means she's really fucking
Oh,
mad.
well,
If
I
your
don't
know when
wife
it
calls
was.
you dude,
This is-
that means she's really mad.
We got to hear this.
How long?
Go ahead. It was like 3 days later.
Okay, 3 days later.
Weeks,
so long.
weeks later.
Yeah.
Seems so long in my
3
mind.
days
I don't know.
later.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
man,
when you've been together, how long did you say? 19 years.
I'm in the backyard trying to make our backyard a tropical paradise for my wife.
Yeah.
And
You told me she doesn't care about it. This is for you to avoid your family. I know it.
and then Crystal comes stomping over with the
Oh, no, that's not fair. That is not fair. Crystal comes stomping over. She's not a monster.
And
that's
then
not fair.
holding her Dyson vacuum with no top to it or whatever.
The back filter part.
It's the attachments that all you vacuum the floor, you vacuum the carpet or whatever. The attachment.
The attachments.
And then she's holding it with no attachment, and then she's like, "Have you seen the brown bag with the attachment of this Dyson vacuum cleaner?" And here's another.
It looked like a trash bag with a bunch of other weird stuff inside of it.
It looked like trash.
It looked trash.
It looked like trash in the back of my car.
See, and this is another reason I should be a hero for telling the truth here, because I sat there and then she was like, "Well, you have any idea where this bag went?" And in my mind, I immediately thought of the other day when I threw it in the garbage.
But you lied. You lied, didn't you?
And then
I think it was the boys.
Send it back to karate.
You know that's a lie. They're never going to actively throw anything away.
That's a problem. Man.
But so I could have lied and said, you know what? I don't know. I put it.
So did you go? Did you? So what did you do instead?
Well,
so you knew you'd thrown it away. So did you stand there and you go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I threw away your attachment."
Yes, Daniel. Not to this day has he said, "I'm sorry."
Oh, no, you got to say that first. Dude, you're doing it wrong. You got to go, "Oh, my God, I'm so sorry." I do this all the time with Andrea. I go, "Oh, my God, I'm such an idiot. I'm so sorry." Yesterday, I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please suck my dick."
No, you flip it on them and be like, "Why the fuck was in the back of your car looking like trash?"
That's a good move.
The other technique.
That's a good move. That's a good fucking move.
That's a move you pull with the younger one.
That's what.
You can't pull that with an old one.
If you're a confident Italian with a big dick, you go like, "Hey, why was it?"
Hey, listen, bitch.
Yeah,
You're
it's in the
fucking
back of
in the
your
back of
fucking
your
car. Hey, you go over there with Jacko, you mop up some piss. I'm the reason we got a fucking lake house. Hey,
you make them think it's their fault. It's as easy as lighting gasoline on fire because you're like, why would you put it next to the trash in an obvious trash bag? Why wasn't it out in some other way? You put it next to the trash, of course it's gonna get thrown out.
I do that.
I thought that in my mind.
You have to say I'm sorry immediately. You do. You do.
Well, I was confused.
No, he said, "Well, did it?" He said, "Well, did the bag look like trash?"
Oh no, that's what he does to me.
So
that's what he does to me. That's passive aggressive. I know it's passive aggressive now.
Well, that's a softer way of telling you it's your fault.
And for the longest time, I didn't think Tom was passive aggressive. He is. It's just very light. It's like a chef putting a little bit
saffron on it.
Yeah, it's like a chef putting a little bit of salt on a chocolate chip cookie. It's just enough to make it pop, and it fucking hurts when he does it. Man.
I like when it bounces off my elbow. It makes it better. Anyway,
tiny glasses.
So
I thought this was on purpose. You did this on accident.
Crystal,
Yeah,
I want you to know that when he brought this story up, I thought that he meant that he threw away your old vacuum.
Yes.
I didn't know that he meant that he threw away your brand new gift vacuum.
Well,
he didn't throw away the motor part. Like, I still have the expensive part.
That's still expensive.
Can you use it?
The part that you used to vacuum the floor was in the bag.
Oh, the head.
Because there was
the main
part.
I'm like, just use the tube.
Still
sucks up.
Just
get that on your hands and knees. And you know what? Put a French maid outfit on.
Just get a broom and a fucking dustbin.
I was like, yeah. There used to be a time you didn't even own a vacuum. You used to have everything by
You're
hand.
lucky it's 2025 right now, Crystal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mr. Dyson gave you the opportunity.
You can buy the head, but it's really expensive.
Yeah. So
it's $100.
Yeah.
I have an extra. Hey, I have an extra one. I will give it to you. I do have an extra one.
I have an extra.
Seth has
I have
extra
a lot.
head to give you.
I have.
Listen, that's not the point. That's not the
okay.
point. The point is that I didn't ask him to help me. I didn't ask him to open my car and take anything out of it. I was still in the car.
No consent.
I went back and looked at the Ring camera video. He was standing at the back of the car waiting for me to put the car in park. He opened it and took the stuff out before I even exited the car. So then when I'm looking for the vacuum later, I'm like, I don't remember taking this out of the car. I can't remember where I put it. I'm going crazy. I didn't even know he took it out. And he never even looked in the bag. It had a brand new box of light bulbs in it. It had little a few little things I bought from Lowe's in it. It had my cleaning spray, my microfiber
Look at
towels,
this.
and my Dyson
Look at this
vacuum
blowjob
hat.
vulture just standing over
Oh,
there.
there is. Can you actually see him throwing it in
Yeah,
the
look at,
trash?
look at this goddamn.
No, I put
look at
it
the
to the
video.
side.
If you look, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan live on YouTube. If you want to see a blowjob vulture,
And by the
look at
way,
this guy. Yeah, look at this guy hovering.
Why is she back up and pull
this
back
is
in?
the problem with having video cameras all over your house, by the way, because you never catch a burglar. Always just catch yourself throwing away your wife's vacuum. And then she has hard evidence to somehow find the exact date this happened and then send me the video while I'm at work.
We only have one camera.
Here's a
and
video of you doing it.
My wife put it in the living room, the main room. So now when my wife and daughter are at dance, I can't jack off.
So put it inside the house?
Yeah, it's in the living
I
room
don't
where,
like those in the house. That's weird.
Yeah, it's in the house.
Whatever. you
It's
guys-
like a dog cam, so we can see Dansby and so.
Yeah, that's
and,
why I have
The
mine.
dog, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and now I can't. Jack it.
What do you need to see him doing? You sitting, laying around?
You know, I like to have it because he's my buddy. He's my best friend. I love
What
that
if
guy.
he's like Gene Hackman's dog and wants to kill you?
Yeah,
You gotta watch that shit.
Gene Hackman's dog. I'm telling you.
But is you ever gonna catch him doing anything cool, or is he just gonna be laying there?
I did catch him howling one time. It was really cute. He's like, "Oh."
Just by himself?
Yeah, just sitting there howling, just sitting there singing, just singing on the couch.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll put it in the BDM group.
anyway, the reason why I did it so fast, without you asking, is I was trying to check the box off my blowjob test in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how I have to.
This guy's like, he's doing quests in a video game. He's like, I gotta get all the side quests, check all those.
It is
Okay.
the only way
Yeah.
my brain will allow me to do these things is if I help your wife do this.
Yeah.
Get the flour. Get the
Yeah,
thing.
that looks like trash. Throw it away.
Yeah,
That'll help
do
your
it.
blowjob.
Yeah. And
You
these-
one time last Christmas he threw away 2 big squishmallows that I bought for the kids
Too big what?
that were in the garage.
The
Just
Squishmallows, yeah.
It's like a squishy toy.
You threw
thing.
away your mom's Christmas gift.
He threw away his mom's Christmas
Yeah.
present once because he just didn't look. He
Yeah.
threw away one of Max's brand new Nikes last year.
No, we don't know who threw that
True.
away.
Hey,
We don't know.
you came to the right place. He threw away our parking pass for the Daytona 500 at the studio one year. Wow. Here, he threw away that
What?
one.
You're about to throw away your marriage.
Yeah, you came to the right place, Chris. I got a whole list of shit he's thrown away.
Well, no, he gets upset because he thinks there's too much stuff everywhere, right? And so he just wants to get rid of stuff. Hurry up
That's
and get
good.
rid
That's
of.
a Japanese
But
word.
by throwing away my things, you're creating. Now I'm not going to let you throw anything away, and now I have to go look in the trash every day. Because I gotta make
Oh,
sure
that's a
it's
terrible way to live. So now she
Every
wakes
day?
up, she has to run to the trash and look to see what you've thrown away.
My God.
And you've thrown shit in there, and the reason he's thrown it in there is just a bunch of blowjob shit thrown in there. blowjob.
He's now thrown away his blowjob checklist.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, no,
by
what
the
are
way,
you going to do now?
This one incident has cost me dearly.
Oh, yeah. How far back are you?
Yeah.
That
It sent
sucks.
me back so far. So much work. So much work
Yeah.
ruined by one mistake that I did for a good cause. You know, like
Yeah.
like I was trying to
Well,
help.
it wasn't even garbage. There was nothing in it that was garbage. There was no papers. There was no.
But
no
he didn't
garbage.
look
was
at it.
It was garbage to
And
him.
I would defend my client. I would defend my client by what kind of bag were the attachments in? Were the attachments in
A
an
grocery
attached?
bag.
Were they in an attachment bag or were they in a trash bag?
Yeah.
They were in a grocery bag.
You know.
They're in a brown paper grocery bag.
I can't help you now, buddy.
Well,
Defending
no,
monster.
those-
I was going to defend him if it was in a trash bag. but
I reuse those as trash bags in my house, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they are trash.
It's hard to put in the maximum effort with these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is.
It is.
So then I started thinking about our wedding anniversary tomorrow. It's been 18
That's
years.
man.
We've been married, and I started looking back, and I'm like, man, you know, I spent a lot of time telling these types of stories on the show. Like almost
it ends today.
the entire 18 years of marriage, because I started to the radio before we were even married.
Yeah.
And I was already complaining.
It's very much Bart Simpson still on the skateboard, never goes up. Right? Yeah. It's like every day they start writing something on the chalkboard. There he goes.
And then on paper, like me and Crystal's personalities and, you know, just how we think, what we believe in, like everything is different.
Yeah.
And there's not-
Don't dip into your politics.
And then I said, can't believe that it's been this long, we're still married. But so then
It's impressive.
I started thinking, I was like, I think the only way to make a marriage last is to get married to someone that's totally opposite, right? That hates everything you do. You know, like,
I got a little bit of that.
I think you just take it.
I'm riding a little bit of that. I feel confident.
Yeah, because if you're two alike, I don't think it'll ever last.
My wife is very mad at me right now.
You gotta be with someone.
Listen, if I had any confidence that I could find someone else better, then I would.
Oh, jeez.
Goddamn.
Listen.
I'm kidding. I would never leave you.
No, you sold that because I was like, wow, she'll never leave you. Now you can throw anything away.
She'll never leave you. She'll cheat on you.
Maybe like 15 years ago, if I had any confidence, I would have.
That's the thing is you got to get them through that rough patch of where they still got a little bit of potential, and you got to wait until they have no more potential, and now they're stuck with it.
Yeah.
Are you talking about me?
No. Certainly not. No. This is a recording. This is AI.
Well, you do.
AI Daniel.
You do collect so much stuff that it becomes such a burden to try to distribute it between both of you and clean out your garage that you're just like.
Should have a garage sale with us. We have
I've just started throwing everything away.
Anyway,
that's what I do.
TC literally, he blames the garage mess on me, but everything he takes out, he doesn't put back. So he takes stuff out of a bin and he'll put it on the ground. Then he'll take the bike off the bike rack and put it on the ground. The attic hatch is open, laying on the ground. So then he looks at the garage and he's like, we have too much stuff. We have to get rid of everything. But
and really, then he throws away all the stuff that he needs. Because too stupid to know that it's on the ground.
Okay, so my sons, every night they go to take a shower and they forget to bring their towel. Then every day they yell, like, towel.
This is awesome. That's what I do, by the way. I do that to Andrea. I'm like, towel.
And then I do the same shit. At 43 years old, I'll go and then I'll take a shower. Then I'll look at it like, fuck. and then I'll see an old pool towel like on the ground. I used to be Lena's dog hair all over it. I used to dry myself with dog hair.
I'll dry with anything. I will dry with anything. If I don't have a towel and I get out of the shower and my wife's sleeping shirt is in there, I'll wipe my whole body, my asshole, everything with her sleeping shirt.
If I'm out of soap, I'll scream Trace's name until she shows up for soap for me.
That's what I do. I
literally scream
I scream my wife's name as weirdly as I can.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I'll pat myself down with dirty laundry.
I will too. This is why we're in business together. There are some things that are non-negotiable in our relationship.
Dirty laundry pad.
Yeah.
Dry yourself with dirty laundry? Yep.
So every night my sons yell towel and then Crystal yells and I'm like, why don't you think about this before you get it? You know, she tries to teach them, right?
She created two little tops.
It's because you bring him the towel.
Yeah.
Stop bringing him the towel.
She's right.
Make them get out and
No. He can't not bring them the towel. No free will. Those are his minions.
Yeah, they'll dry themselves with dirty laundry, you see. And what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm 43 and there's no stopping it. We're cursed. I gave them the curse. And no matter what you teach
So you got to bring them dirty laundry.
Yeah, you
and you got to keep the cycle moving. Because that'll make them powerful.
Think about it.
Yeah, you got to lean into it.
That's the grit.
Think about it, babe.
Imagine if Batman knew he was going to be Batman. That's what we're dealing with right now. You can get ahead of this, dude. You give them the dirty laundry. They step out of the shower. They start patting themselves with it. Think of how powerful you'll be.
18 years of marriage and nothing's changed. I still go to the goddamn shower with that. I pat myself down with dirty laundry.
Do you want to know why I got a strong daughter? Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because I'll be dead on my hip surgery. I'm dying. That's why
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
You did. The next day, he's
What's the
supposed
date
to
of
come. Yeah, March 11th. 3/11 day.
This is when you need somebody else to edit.
Yeah.
So, I'm just putting it out there that I don't think, no matter how many times you tell them, you got to remember to take the towel, that they'll eventually be 43 years old, forget the towel. Because
I think there's a chance for you to make them better.
Somebody mark this show so that when their wives blame me for this, that we can go back and say it's not my fault.
I like that.
Yeah. That is true because people blame the parents. Are like, you did this. I think you're born that way.
Well, that's what parents say,
Lady
right?
Gaga.
That's what parents say when they're being blamed.
Yeah. Like, my sons are born. They cannot remember the towel. They can't remember nothing.
And they never will.
They'll throw away things. They're not paying attention.
How you doing, Crystal? What are you doing today?
Oh, I'm sitting in my driveway waiting for this call to end.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, sorry.
Happy anniversary, babe.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you. Happy anniversary. I don't know what else.
You're supposed to say, "I'll see you tonight."
Yeah. Why?
Nah, I'm not over this vacuum yet. I didn't get an apology. I didn't get one. I'm sorry.
You should have said, "I'm sorry." That's fucked up.
Right now on the
Fucked
air.
up.
You say it on
Right
the
now.
air, it
That's
doesn't
the
count.
easiest thing to say.
What?
But he's not sorry.
No, but
That's why he's not saying it.
Yeah,
Because he's a
exactly.
man of logic. If he were
Exactly.
sorry, he'd say he's sorry.
When you stormed off, I hit myself in the head with a muddy hand. I was like, "You idiot!" That you should have
Called
known.
the Gilligan.
You should have known that was my way of saying that. Of course, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not getting a blowjob.
That I threw away what I thought was obvious garbage.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get around what I'm apologizing for.
It's dumb. Yeah, I
I
get
threw
it.
away garbage. That's my intention.
It wasn't garbage. It was a grocery bag with items in it that were new.
I'm going to go ahead and break the going in circles here because we do it here, and Crystal doesn't need to do that again.
Goodbye,
Love you,
everybody.
babe.
Have a
Bye.
great week.
Bye.
Right.
Nah.
That went well. Really well.
Yeah.
Better than I
could've
thought.
gone worse.
Better than
It
I
could've
thought.
gone worse.
I think you're getting a blowjob.
I'm on her
Yeah,
side
maybe.
though
Yeah.
because I didn't know it was new. I thought it was
I
just
didn't
Oh, I
either.
thought it was an
This
old
is the
thing.
same thing.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is old. Let's get a new one. I'll throw this away.
You did
I
kinda-
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You
That's
kinda
what you
leave
alluded
that
to.
out a little bit to make yourself feel.
I was picturing one with like a hose that
Yeah.
stank and stuff.
Like you did kind of paint the picture that it was an old vacuum
Yeah.
that you threw away, not like the new
He did.
head of the main piece of the vacuum.
Well, I
You
didn't-
kept some. You're Brian Laundrie's parents. Is what you are. You kept some. You kept some of the details from us, and then you made us jump to conclusions, and now we feel like fucking idiots,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, no,
Right?
sure.
Do we feel like fucking idiots?
I was gonna defend you, but no, I'm
Yeah,
on
I was
Crystal's
gonna
side
defend
here.
you. You're Brian Laundrie's mom. You knew the whole
When
time.
the cops are asking, like, why don't you want to talk to us? And I'm just like, I just don't want to talk. You close the door. And you're like, you think you're suspicious?
Is this suspicious? It's fine.
And then as the cop on the body cam, he didn't say they turned the other cop. Like, they did it. They just like, oh, okay, they have to go through protocol. Just kick the door down. Anyway, all right.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, we can close it out. There's a bunch of stuff on my list here.
Seth, you got any?
I don't know when you guys are coming back, but I got to leave in 13 minutes exactly.
Oh, okay.
I bought Tracy. Because I'm broke, I did it for Christmas. Usually I just get her hair done normally. Broke. It was one of her Christmas presents. I got her hair done. She hasn't had her hair done in a long time, so I felt bad. She's always like pulling on it and like cutting it in the.
I've noticed that she's had a flat top for a very long time.
She's like trimming her own hair, and I'm like, oh, babe, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'll get you.
I'll get your hair did, baby.
Yeah, I'll get your hair did.
I'll get your hair did.
Isn't this the
she has a
purpose of marrying an old man? Is to get your hair done
Yes.
Every week. And your nails done and everything.
Yeah.
You
Keep
get a
your-
Brazilian butt ass and all that. You get all that shit.
You
Yes.
keep yourself
Yeah.
like constantly pampered.
And then the pool boy Jackal comes over and dusts that ass.
You don't want our pool boy. Our pool boy's fucking.
yeah.
What's
Well, I
wrong
fucked up. I put our whole family in jeopardy. So.
What, you hired a drug dealing pool boy?
No, I made an investment that's coming to bite me in my ass unless something happens soon. So.
Also, no offense to pool boys out there, but when I was younger, I thought you guys would be better looking. Right? That's what, like, I was like, I
My
don't
guy
think,
has one leg.
I don't think any MILFs want you.
Man, I'm working harder than a one-legged pool boy.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna be young, jacked
They're
male
not.
co-eds.
No, they're not. They're usually fat old men. Usually a fat old man.
Yeah,
Looks like a baseball coach. All right.
Racist too.
The name of the band. Some are.
Real racist.
I find that the ones that are racist are tighter with their chemicals.
Oh.
The name of the band is Lion's Law. Name of the song is Sewer Red.
O-Town's #1 rock station, Z159 FM. Your only home for the Hot Tub and Mini Fridge Morning Show and Dump 'em Out Fridays.
Ooh, yeah, a hot tub and mini fridge. Keep me cold and hot.
Taking a no. You gotta stop.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, I met you, and I think you're a very nice man. Do you want to be known as the guy who comes in for every new country hit and takes a golden song that's literally untouchable and then shits on it? Do you want to do that? I would say somebody should talk to you and say, stop grabbing the bag, pull back a little bit. You're doing fine. You don't need to do that. You should not be singing hooks that are already popular.
So,
you're better than that.
Let me ask you this question. You know how, like, the CD or album is way different than it used to be, obviously, where like coming up with an album then releasing all the songs at the same time, it seems because of the internet and the distribution and Spotify and how people consume, they're just releasing songs at all times. I mean, some people still release albums.
Well, somebody had to clear that, right? Like, that's sold to somebody. I mean, like...
So as a new business model, like, just do as many songs. Maybe one will hit. Maybe some will just fall to the wayside. Even if covers.
But didn't Uncle Cracker already cover Drift Away? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
He probably didn't have to clear it. You can't copyright a melody. He probably didn't have to clear that. And a hot take, Daniel. I think that the whole reason why he's famous is because he's doing that. Because having seen Jelly Roll live, I've met him too. I met him in person at a festival. Having seen Jelly Roll live at the festival, that's his whole shtick. Is taking classic rock radio and melding it with country and getting rich off of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But to release it on Spotify or some paid service, you'd have to get permission. You could do it live. I knew that. Like you could do other musicians' music live without permission or without any sort of getting anything signed off.
Yeah,
but
I would imagine they. You don't think so? You don't think they cleared this? I would imagine
they might have, but they didn't have to.
It just
because they're not using the words. They're not using the song.
Let me see. You can go in here to view credits. Let's see.
If they try to sell that you probably get sued because that's exactly.
It does say. But I could find out. I have some buddies that are on Warner Chapel.
But it doesn't.
And I could reach out to them and say like, hey, what is this? Because it's just, I don't know, man. It's just weird to me.
It's weird.
I just think it's like, I don't think it's good. It's certainly not good.
It's terrible.
And I think when you put it out, you know it's not good. I think when you know you're putting out a song
where you're taking $1 million, though.
Like if you took like the national anthem, and took that melody and then like wrote some better. I don't know. It just feels. I don't know. The whole thing just sucks.
Does it even matter now? Because like AI, you could take a song and then be like, have Jelly Roll sing it, and then it's like, okay, next, and there's just unlimited the Jelly Roll, but every artist is just putting out social media.
Okay, let me ask you this,
and then it's just so much, it's just like doesn't even matter what you put out anymore.
Let me ask you this: is this what you mean? Do you think that without AI and us kind of being like, oh, okay, and we're normalizing it, right? We're okay with it. Would we have been this far down the line with just taking an iconic song and bastardizing it and ruining it? Probably not without AI, right? We're like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Well, it seems like the whole you're stealing this person's idea or whatever is way more dead than or there's way less impact than it used to.
100%.
Because we all now are used to just like regurgitating memes we saw. So there's so much out there that it's all or nothing.
Also, all they're doing with the song is memeing it and putting themselves in it.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. This actually helps me. This helps me.
That's correct.
If that's the language now, right, of younger people. So the meme is the classic song. You put it in there. It's familiarity. I put myself within it, and it still has value, and they eat it up.
Yes.
Well, it seems like, look at the stand-up comedians. It seems like at the beginning of the internet, then all of a sudden, like, we had the ability to see a lot more, like, of people's stand-up bits and, like, have a lot more information. And then all of a sudden it exploded with, like, Joe Rogan yelling out Carlos Mencia about stealing bits. And then it was all about this person stealing, because it was like, it was the first time in human existence we had so much information, and then we could see, like, Carlos Mencia in a small club in Milwaukee doing someone else. And then we're like, oh, he's stealing the bit. And then that was a big deal, and it was a huge thing, like, oh, this person's stealing this person, and then that's all gone away.
Yeah, it has.
And because we all realized, like, oh, the bit that I thought of, 20 other people in
it's a global shift.
Yeah, because
the whole thing is shifting.
You realize, like, oh, everybody's already thought of everything I've already thought of. And the internet has exposed that. So then it's like the stealing someone else's bit or idea
I agree
or
with that.
whatever has diluted down to zero, and now it's all okay. You just do whatever and put it out because we realize it all doesn't matter.
That is what it feels like.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Great. Okay, that's exact. You know what? I thank you both for helping me with that
Because he's not making any money off this. He's just doing it. It's a nothing. It's just out there.
Okay.
You know, like it's. I've stolen bits off the internet, and there's no reason to give credit because even.
Oh, I steal music all the time. It's really not about that. It's more about taking. It's different. Like
not stealing. Yeah.
If you
No, it's stealing. No,
it's 100% stealing.
Yeah.
Like
No.
if you take something that's not yours and use it in any capacity.
We call it inspired by, but it's really just
no. But
stealing.
he's taking the melody and like taking a song that really shouldn't have anybody else doing it other than the original, and then adding to it.
This one in particular is worse because it is one of those songs. But the reality is there hasn't been a whole lot of innovation in especially country music and rock music. 20 years. I mean, at least 20 years. There hasn't been any innovation.
When I said I stole bits, I misspoke. I'm not stealing someone's like comedy bit. I'm saying like stealing an idea that's out there in a meme or something, or like a fact that got put out.
I know what you mean.
Like, there's no reason to credit some meme that you saw that
Right.
It's
you
like
know
a
what I'm saying?
street joke or something.
Yeah,
sure.
it's information that's out on the internet. Like, I don't think anybody credits where they got information anymore. That's not a thing because
exactly.
it's just everything's out there. It's all free information on the internet.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I said copywriting a melody isn't a thing. It's much more difficult to prove that you've stolen that, right? If you are singing the words that are of the song, that's a different matter. That is tangible material. It's like what you're talking about with the bit. If you're repeating the bit, that's stealing a bit. If you're taking the idea, is it really stealing?
It's also like because of AI, and like you could have AI write 10,000 country songs in a week, right? If you just had it pump out stuff, right?
A day.
So
Well,
in that,
probably more than
yeah,
that.
like 10,000 a day, whatever,
You're shooting
thousands.
low. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that okay, now you've had AI create this, and you maybe manipulated it, like, hey, do this, do that, whatever, and then it comes out with that. So now that exists, and I'm sure millions of people are doing that at the same time. So there's that much body music. So are you going to look at one of those 10,000 songs you created and then find someone else that wrote a similar song and then say like, what? This was one of my AI songs that I created.
Right.
And then it's like, no, every creation has now been done by every human, and we're now put it all in the internet garbage, and there's no unique thing anymore.
It's just too far gone, too.
I think you've hit on a new way to make money.
What?
Making AI songs forever, copywriting them all, and then suing anybody who comes up with
That doesn't
it.
work.
Yeah,
That's
you
good.
can't do
That's
it.
that too.
Gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. And I'm becoming like almost physically averse to AI. I still use it. I still feel like I need to use it. It's still quick for a quick song or
For
a
what
quick
you guys
intro
do. Yeah.
or what we do or so. Like I did this one. I'm getting so much better at it. I did this one for John Graham that I'm super proud of because I'm learning how to do small.
What's in my mouth? What's in my mouth? What's in my mouth? In my mouth. It's not a penis. No.
Yeah, it's like these.
Why is it so good at that?
Yeah, it's so much better than I used to be at this sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm like, but I'll do it, and I'll spend some time in there, and it feels exactly like leaving xvideos.com when I leave. I'm like,
XNXX.
But
no, Xvideos.
it really doesn't even matter about AI because now there are hundreds of millions of humans uploading content onto the internet, and then it's like, and we're all realizing like, oh yeah, we're all not that much different. Every idea has been thought of. Every concept has been thought of for the most part. It's like we don't have that original of thoughts.
Well, let me ask you a question, Hotshot.
Yeah.
Well, why is this going away then? Why is the modern day meat carving station going away? Where can I find one? I was describing this to Maisie, and she looked at me like a crazy person. Maisie does not understand the concept of a chef standing in front of a carving. I was trying to explain to Maisie about a carving station, a restaurant. I'll give you the restaurant I was explaining to her. I was explaining the restaurant of Holiday House to Maisie. And for those of you that are true Floridians, there were two Holiday Houses. There was one in Orlando, and then there was one in DeLand. And they were owned by the Cooks family, I believe. And it was you'd pay, and then you'd go through this little line, and you'd get your meats. Like you could choose between roast beef, fresh carved, turkey, rack of lamb. They'd have like a baked scrod, maybe a baked chicken or something.
No.
Heat light.
Yeah, heat light on all the veggies, the mac and cheese, the green beans, carrots, corn, all of it. You're walking through sort of cafeteria style, and you serve yourself all of the different stuff. Then you'd go, and after you walk through, you'd put your plate on a tray, and then you'd go and get a drink, and everything was on like real plates with real. I sound like an old man now. With real like metal utensils, and you take your tray over, and you'd set all your stuff down, and then a waitress would come by and get you all your trays, and then they'd bring you by a little basket of bread. And inside the basket was a little loaf of bread that had been cut and then buttered, and then they sprinkled a little bit of paprika on the top of it.
All right.
And it was fucking awesome.
Fancy.
So good. No, it was just home cooked. It wasn't even that it was like fancy. It was just like roasted turkey with mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans. It was awesome. It was like, so I'm telling this all to Maisie. She's like, well, where can I go get a carving station? I'm like, I got nothing. Because apparently that's not a thing anymore. The modern day carving station restaurant, where do I go? What do I do?
Well, Texas Day Brazil, they carve the meat.
I'm paying $70 for my kid to go to Texas Day Brazil.
Yeah, I think the high-end brunch market still does the carving station. Grand Bohemian Brunch, you can get a carving station.
I love a carving station.
You got to pay for it because it's a big hunk of meat that
so it's
is
like a
out
rich
there.
man's thing now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
it's more expensive. Yeah.
So the day of the carving station restaurant, the Holiday House, now some people are saying I could go to Cooks and DeLand. Randy Moulton, who I know that man, that's a good DeLandite. He said that I could go to Cooks and DeLand. Now the Cooks family owned the Holiday House, and then there were different families that owned it, and it was like a really, really super popular restaurant in DeLand, and then they fought. Like they fought, and they tore the whole restaurant apart. Oh, it was bitter.
Well, let's talk about carving stations for a second, because I don't need the chef to cut it.
You cut it yourself?
No, any employee could do it.
No, that's not
I don't
true.
need the actual.
That's not true.
You have to have a man with the hat.
Somebody's got to know how to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that hard. The hard part is cooking the meat.
So you know how to properly, if you have a turkey, you know exactly the way to do it, so you're not hacking that thing to pieces.
If someone gave me
no.
10 minutes of training, like here's how you cut it, I could cut.
No, you need more than 10 minutes.
10
of training.
minutes of training.
I couldn't cook.
10 minutes. 2 weeks at least.
No.
2 weeks to
2
cut.
weeks at least.
No, get the hell out of here.
No, I'm with Jackal on this.
What do you need 2 weeks
this guy
to
can't
cut?
even wrap a crunch wrap, and you're going to go to the carving station?
You said that. I could definitely wrap a crunch wrap.
Are you going to cut the legs off, or are you going to rip them off? How are you going to do it?
Well, whatever they trained me to do, I could show me. And
he's grabbing it with his hands.
We're not giving you that many
20
hours.
minutes before the people come in, you show me how to cut it. I could do that, and then
You've been abrasive, and you stare at some of the ladies' titties.
He's accidentally cutting his finger with the knife.
We saw you staring at some of the old ladies' titties while you were carving meat, so we're going to ask
wrinkly
you.
ones.
It's beneath the chef to do this job. You cook the meat. I can't do that. That's hard. Is cooking, preparing the meat.
Putting it in a tray and shoving it in the oven is hard. The real hard, the difficult part is looking at that turkey breast and knowing how to cut it so you get a little piece of skin on the outside, making sure that you edge that knife and get it nice and sharp, making sure that you greet the guest. You haven't seen the meme videos where you're like,
well, I'm not
hey,
a greeter, I'm a chef. Why is the chef cutting it?
I don't think he is like a sous chef. He's like one of your assistant chefs.
Oh, okay.
If you're the main guy, you're not carving.
Okay,
you're in your office.
Well, you point with your finger like this. Do that thing.
Yeah.
Well, they have a hat on. They were impersonating
Who carves
a chef.
your turkey? You or your wife? The chat room's asking.
Oh,
Crystal.
Me.
No.
She's not going to touch that.
I'm pretty sure
she's grossed out by
right.
it.
Yeah. Because she's a vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll know.
I forgot this information. Yeah.
And then when I'm carving the turkey,
it's just a breast.
I agree that I'm not very good at it, but I'm saying if it was my job and someone trained me how to do it right, I could,
2 weeks.
Do you want to?
An hour.
Do you want to? There's another thing on my list because this is like I guess a preempt, like almost like a dump them out. Do you want to know the joke that got me not laid last night and made my wife go to bed mad?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she was telling me something serious about my my hip, my total hip replacement, as I'm supposed to call it now. And she goes, anesthesia called. And I go, you know about anesthesia?
She got mad at that?
Yeah. She got mad about that. She got mad that I was referencing that possibly there was a black woman called Anesthesia that I was cheating on my wife with that called her, and she did not like that joke. And it was silent treatment and no more no sex.
Hold on, all you do is joke.
All I do is joke.
She got mad because of that, not because she thinks you're some chick named Anesthesia.
No, because of the jokes. Yeah. It wasn't the joke that. No, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like she's done with the joke. She's like Anesthesia called. I was like, oh shit, you know about Anesthesia? And then she's like, well, fuck you. Like I've been helping you. Taking
well, that I understand.
She's like, deal with the anesthesia on your own.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. You know what? Oh my God, you're her. Yeah. She was like, you have.
I mean, this surgery for you has got to taken a lot of her time.
Yeah. I mean, multiple calls, emails.
My God.
Meetings.
This guy's worse than Seth this week.
It's a lot. I'm gonna have to get one of those stair lifts.
No,
like the creepy old ladies.
Gremlins?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a stair lift. Yeah, they asked me. They're like,
do
"Do you have stairs in your house?" I go, "Yeah." They're like, "Is there any way we can move your bed to the first floor?" I was like, "Well, it is my wife's office, but she won't allow me to sleep."
You
got to
get
There's a bed in there. Our old bed.
Yeah.
The nanny's old bed.
Yeah, I spray painted it white. And then the kids yelled at my butt crack.
Are you going to be able to walk upstairs?
I mean, they said I am. See, okay.
Did you tell him how weak you are?
Yeah, I told him. And he can see
did you
it.
emphasize?
He can see it.
No,
but
he
made me do the thing. He's like, lift your leg. I'm like, I am. He's like, whoa.
Didn't they? They're like, we can't do this.
Yeah, he's like, you're really weak. He's like,
we start cutting on this guy. That's it. He's not going to be able to move.
Yeah, well, they're at this point. I don't think they're going to put the new leg on. I think they're just going to remove it.
One floppy leg.
No, the idea is to remove them both by the end of 2025, and I'm just going to become just a man, just
genitals,
just a floating man.
Are you going to have to do your other hip?
Yeah.
Oh God, poor Andrea. Have to go all over this again.
Start over again. Yeah. And you should see how I yell at her. Oh my God, I yell at her.
I know.
I yell at her like that lady. Remember the movie Throw Mama from the Train? That woman. I yell at Andrea like she yelled at Danny DeVito. That's how I yell at her.
She put up with that.
I scream. I don't know how she does. I asked her that. I was like, what do you see in me? And she's like, I don't see it anymore. She did say that one time. Why do I know that? It's burned into my
Jackal.
brain. Yeah.
We're just joking around about the truth.
What else is on? Yeah.
It's like only like 95%
And I know all the listeners were thinking that it was going to be Tom, but his was way too transparent, way too on the surface. Mine was hidden and real. His was funny. She's like, I'll never leave you. Mine, I was like, behind the scenes, fucking true monster. Like, right?
Yeah, I thought about, I was like, man, this guy's not going to be able to handle it if Andrea leaves him. What the hell am I going to, like, someone's going to take care of him.
Let's talk about this one.
He's going to live in the studio? Oh, it's going to stink in here.
Real bad.
Another thing on my list, we don't need this, Shrek 5. They announced Shrek 5 today.
Mike Myers, out of all the old comedians from the 50-year anniversary show of SNL, like Bill Murray did not still have it because I watched I watched the other night. Like
when he did he did that thing where he's like a lounge singer.
No, I didn't see that one. I didn't watch. I only watched the bit where he did the Weekend Update bit.
Oh, okay. No, he does a lounge singer bit on the musical.
Was it better?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, it was not good.
And there were some other old cast members that it was kind of awkward or whatever. But then when Mike Myers did the gossip talk, he dressed like a woman.
Coffee talk.
Yeah.
I'll give you a subject.
Which is all funny that that people in the 70s that are now mad about men wearing dresses were laughing at coffee talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're like, this is hilarious.
Well, coffee, that would have been like, I mean, are you like, that would have been like the 90s, right?
It was the 90s.
Yeah. You said the 70s. I mean, Mike Myers ain't that old.
Anyway, that generation. Yeah. But the Mike Myers, I will say, still like it seemed like he was still fast and still had comedic timing, which made me think like maybe they were like, we could do another Shrek. And you know,
well, I mean, and all he has to do is his voice. And wasn't he in Inglourious Bastards as one of the army men?
Inglourious Bastards?
Not in Inglourious Bastards.
I know he's in some like movie where we didn't realize he was there. And then we're like, oh, that's Mike Myers. I thought it was Inglourious Bastards. I know.
I could be wrong.
He was in some movie where, chat room saying yes, he was.
It was Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah, he was a British officer in Inglourious Bastards, and you'll never know it was him. Dude, when you see him in there, you're like, that's not Mike Myers, it's him.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's how
no,
good of an actor he is.
He was the old man, the old British officer.
I didn't know that was him.
Yeah,
It was
That's right.
years after I saw that movie, and then somebody was like, "That's Mike Myers." I'm like, "No, it's not." And they're like, "Yeah, that's Mike Myers from Shrek." And hello, my name is Simon, and and I'm like,
But
"No way."
He's also played the old man character. He's kind of like the fat bastard from Austin Powers, where it's like the rubber mask.
Was
the
just
dad
enough
from
makeup.
So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah, well, this was just so much like it was just enough, right? Like I think it was the hair. Like they got his hair right. And I was like, there's no way I would have ever known that was absolutely him. But
yeah, Shrek 5, no one really needs it. It's just a money thing.
I was thinking about another reason why they may be doing it. I don't think you want to end on a Shrek with Justin Timberlake.
No, everyone likes Justin Timberlake.
No, they don't. Have you checked the news lately? As of this morning, the number one trending story is how hated he is for canceling his last show yesterday with 12 minutes to spare.
They used to like
12
Justin
minutes
Timberlake.
before they opened the gates, he canceled the show.
Well,
that's
that
brutal.
doesn't affect me.
No, I know, but like people do not like Justin Timberlake.
I think they like Timberlake.
No, they don't.
One DUI. Lots of celebrities get DUI.
No, it's not the DUI. It's a global turning on him. I think people are done with him, and I don't know why.
No, but I think that is social media, right? You see a small amount of hate, and then you think it's everywhere.
I don't think so. I mean, like it seems like a lot amount of hate.
I bet if you ask the general person in Publix, what do you think about Justin Timberlake? They'd be like, well, yeah, fine. They wouldn't be like,
they
I
wouldn't
hate
know
him.
about him, right? They'd be like you, like I don't know about him.
And they were like, well,
but I think people that are in, like, if you're into entertainment, if you're like up with what's happening in pop culture currently, you have a bad opinion of him. I feel like if you're clueless about what's happening in the world, you think he's fine.
Yeah, but you have a bad attempt, like you hate Justin Timberlake?
No, actually, I've worked with Justin Timberlake. I actually recorded lines for the Shrek movie that he was in with him. Yeah, he was extremely nice to me. He's a really nice person. But in the general public's view, the last several years, he's kind of had a negative view. People don't like him very much.
Yes. He held some girl's hand. I don't know him and Jessica Biel's relationship, and then he.
I don't either. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
the show.
my personal opinion. I'm just saying I think most people are like, we don't care about it. And I think it does affect your sales over time. I think
no question.
You get enough of that, like I don't even know what to describe that as, aura. I think you get enough of that, and then people are like, I don't think I want to be around you anymore.
He's reached middle-aged dad, and all the sad things are coming to light, and he's also middle-aged dad. He's not pop king anymore like he once was. So, no, the opinion's taking a nosedive.
Well, are he still selling out arenas? And
No,
he's not.
He's actually, like, on the last tour, there were, and this is happening with other artists that I even like Casey Musgraves. You've got they're booking out areas that are just way too big for them, and people are being really choosy with their money, and concerts are way too blanking expensive. And so you're going into markets, you're announcing concerts, you're trying to sell tickets. When it doesn't sell, you cancel the concert because it's not selling, and then you say you were sick.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of people are doing it.
That's
right
good
now.
business.
I mean, it really, Casey did it in Canada. Casey Musgraves did it in Canada, and they don't like her. Like, you can go online and look on her Instagram under a post. It'll be like her and a brand new horse she bought, and underneath it, it'll be like, "Why did you cancel the Canada shows? What's wrong?" Like, it's just people attacking. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, but then it's like not like they stole your money. You get a refund, so it's gonna
but you don't get a refund for your babysitter. You don't get a refund for your hotel. You don't get you know what I mean?
Yeah, right before, I guess, at
12 minutes before.
Yeah,
that's rough.
That's piss poor. Like,
that's
Justin,
bad.
You know that. You've been in entertainment way
But
longer.
what was the reason, though?
He said he was battling the flu all day, got the sound check, and realized he wasn't going to be able to power through. You had the flu all day, dum-dum. Should have canceled it earlier.
Well, that's a legitimate...
It's not.
Yeah.
You had the flu all day, and you waited until 12 minutes before the show, and that's what you were like, I was close up until 12 minutes ago. No, sir.
We thought he could
nah,
that's
through
rough,
it.
man. That's rough.
No.
That's hard. That's hard.
If you're sick and you know you're sick, you just cancel it in the morning because you know other people can scramble, and it does look better on you.
Yeah. It was a small thing to hate someone for or dislike.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I had wanted to see him, I bought front row seats. I got a really great hotel room and a sitter for my wife. I'm not saying I would hate the guy, but I'd be upset about it. I'd be like, well, this sucks. And that's a bullshit thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not saying I hate the guy. I like the guy, but if we're talking about people who weren't around for the previous career of Justin Timberlake. We're talking about people who don't know that side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just an old man to them now. Why
That's
is this
true.
old man? Why is this old white guy here at this? You know what I'm saying? That's what they see.
Yeah. But then it's like, wait, dance through the flu.
Well, no, but it should have. But most like industry, like, and you're in that world.
Yes.
I think most, especially if you're a vocalist, you have safeguards in place where you know what you're supposed to cancel ahead of time. That's why it sounds like it's bullshit. Because if you had the flu, it wouldn't have gotten that far. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have safeguards in place.
Yes.
You're a vocalist. You're not
100%.
You're not Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll could fight through with the flu and be just fine. Everybody else could do it. He could just get through in his persona.
Let's be real here. The likelihood is that touring act. It's Justin Timberlake. It's a huge national touring act. The likelihood is they had a track of his vocals. He could have done the show without actually singing. That's the reality. He most likely had a track of vocals.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
There has to be
So
some.
it probably wasn't selling.
There has to be something else to the story.
Listen, I'm rich. I don't want to go out there with the flu. It doesn't affect me.
That's more likely.
Like,
know?
this one show, these people are mad at me. Who gives a fuck?
What sucks, it's the last show, too. I think it was the last of the tour. I'm like, wow, way to bookend them.
There's
Great
like
job.
11 billion people. I have $100 million. Who cares?
And that's the kind of stuff that piles up to make the public not like you.
Or people that bought their tickets third party. Oh, God, you're fucked.
And I've heard a lot of shit. They're like, oh, this person is not liked, and then they sell out, just make as much money as always.
Oh, yeah, there is no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that don't like people that have, that are still just as rich and making just as money.
Well,
Like,
Jason Aldean is a
who
perfect
cares?
example of somebody that like people say
And
they
they
don't
told-
like, and that guy will sell out every single thing.
Jelly Roll.
You know how
Yeah,
many
Jelly Roll
times?
too. Yeah, they'll sell out anything.
You know
they
how many
wanna do.
times somebody, oh, this person's canceled, and then I see them touring and they're selling arenas. Oh, this person, everybody did bad news. He's a rapist, and then he's selling out anything, and it's like, okay, well, apparently this is only you and certain people's views because these people are
Or they
buying
don't,
tickets.
or they just don't care about it. You know, some people are able to compartmentalize and just be like, well, no, I'm just going to see the show. I don't care what he does in his personal life. That's not my thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, it just depends on how you want to live your life. The last thing I had on my list that's truly wacky that I didn't know if you guys knew, and it's probably making everybody's algorithm because I feel like these things are cyclical in like urban legends or funny, weird things that happen in the world. Do you guys know about Andy the Goose?
No.
No, but we may have already talked about this. No,
I don't think we talked about it.
No, I'm joking.
But
Peter the
now you
dolphin.
got me scared. Yeah, I mean, Andy the
No.
Goose, he was a goose and he was born without feet. And then this guy, I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
So then his owner started messing with him and building him like apparatuses to wear apparati for his feetless goose legs.
Like
And made him little baby shoes that he could wear and then taught him how to walk in them. And then Nike saw that there's Andy the Goose is walking in these baby shoes and gave him a contract for a lifetime supply of Nikes. And
right.
Andy the Goose was like inspirational for like a lot of autistic children and a lot of just children across the globe. He was an inspiration to this person's restaurant. His owner owned a restaurant, and Andy the Goose would be there. And he was walking around. He was a celebrity. And then one day, the owner got a phone call that Andy the Goose had apparently been kidnapped, and then they found him in a park. And somebody had ripped his head and his his wings off, and he died. There you go. There's Andy the Goose.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I paraphrased the story, but that's basically the story.
That's an odd story
Yeah.
for you to tell us.
Way to end on one.
Yeah. What?
That's basically the story of Andy the Goose.
You got pictures?
Yeah, here he is. Here's a picture of Andy. There he is standing with his owner. Andy on the left with his owner, Gene Fleming. The Goose was hatched in
Is there a
1987.
moral to the story?
1987.
Yeah, 1987. And Andy became a role model, especially for disabled children, right? He was born without feet. And Nike had given him these shoes, so he's like Like, look, this goose can learn how to walk without feet. You can too, you know. He disappeared on October 19th of 1991, but was found dead the next day in a local park with his head and wings ripped off. The community collected over $10,000 as a reward to apprehend the killer. To this day, the killer of Andy has never been caught. It's still an open case. Nobody knows what's happening with it. There is a rumor that they did find out who killed Andy and that it was a special needs man, and that the police department, because it is a small town, decided that they would let it die and leave it open because they didn't want the person who was special to feel like it was like he didn't know what he's doing type of thing. And they're like, we're just going to let it. This is the end. The end is that the special person killed the goose, and that's the end.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, how did I do? That's a new story. You heard about that one? Put that on Sam's show.
It's like you didn't know ripping his wings off was bad.
He didn't know.
I feel like you screaming.
You didn't know that story? I thought everybody knew.
I've never heard this story.
Where'd you even see that?
This
Just
happened
came
when
up
I was
on Instagram.
I was 10 years old when
It
this happened. I've
literally
never
just
heard
came
this.
up on my Instagram, and it was like, do you know the story of Andy the Goose? I was like, no, I do not.
Hey, and then for the person, like if I'm making money off this goose with no legs, right?
Yeah.
I'm keeping that shit like
Lock and key.
Oh
yeah.
You know, we're traveling
That's
around.
a prized
like,
goose.
Yeah.
Dude, this goose was on the Tonight Show. Okay. Initial failed attempt.
So a special needs person broke into my hotel and stole
I don't know
my
the
goose.
details of how they got him, but yes, the rumor is a special needs person, a person that of low intellect, that's what they said, a person of low intellect that didn't know that what they were doing, had kidnapped the goose and then murdered it.
All right. Well, I mean, that seems like a weird act if you don't know what you're doing. Right?
Like right here.
Why would you
According
do
to
that?
the former Chamber of Commerce, President Don Reynolds, police identified the killer but did not reveal it to the public as it was, quote, somebody that was not responsible.
Okay. Well, also weird for the police to be like, nah, he didn't know any
Yeah.
better.
It's kind of like Gene
That's not
Hackman's death when they're like, no foul play.
Nothing suspicious here.
I feel like this is just like Gene Hackman's
double
double murder.
Speaking of police, we'll end with this. What is your responsibility and how much do you need to investigate whether things are stolen or maybe stolen on Facebook Marketplace? I'm just putting it out there where...
You know how I run with that kind of stuff. I run it loose.
If
so
someone's
I say, as soon as the transaction is over, I've closed that chapter in my life.
Okay, but is it your moral responsibility
No.
if something's being sold
No.
in Facebook Marketplace to do some investigation to determine whether
It's
or
one
not
of
it's
the.
stolen?
It's one of the only areas that I am blatantly aggro. I am pro buying stolen stuff. I am pro it. I'll just say it. I bought a lot. I used to go to a hotel and buy.
Don't admit this.
I'm pro buying stolen stuff. Stolen stuff is fine.
Yeah, well, it's frowned upon. You realize
it
that
is.
it's
I know it is.
morally
I feel
not
truthful
good.
today. I feel truthful today.
Can you legally get in trouble for buying it? I thought you.
Yeah, you
get in
can.
tr- You
can.
Only if you know it's stolen.
Yeah,
And that's why you always say you don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't know the thing.
But they
that was,
will confiscate it.
Yeah, I'm definitely pro stealing, or not. I'm not pro stealing. Let me rephrase that. There's been a lot of rephrasing on today's show. I am pro buying stolen items that you don't know were stolen. That you don't know are stolen. Why are your trees stolen?
No. I just when you get a good deal and you say and you're like, man, these are sold way cheaper than
You
they
were
should have
getting
been.
some. You were getting some honesty flip in there.
this thing's 10% of the cost it should be. It's definitely not stolen.
What are you buying? What are you buying?
No.
Well, okay, all right.
Put it out there. I don't know what your moral obligation is.
Yeah.
If you should deep dive, you're like, wait a minute. Is this on the up and up? Like, where do these people get this from?
Yeah.
Like, do you do that, or are you just like, they're selling it, I'll buy it?
I don't even know his name.
Anyway.
Captain Dano in our chat room says, I had my flats boat stolen from me back in 2008. $15K gone. That sucks. I'm sorry, buddy.
Well,
but
Daniel's
I bought that
for it.
boat. No, I'm not for that. I'm sorry for that, but I did buy that boat, and it was a damn fine boat.
All right,
10% on the dollar. 10 cents on the dollar.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So a couple things.
Yeah, plug some stuff.
We have the BDM Appreciation Week coming up, and that's in April.
Are you signed up? Have you checked your account? You might want to go check it, make sure all of your stuff is up to date.
There are thousands of BDMs that are no longer BDMs because they probably forgot.
Yeah, and even more because they just, it's run its course. But
yeah. But it's, I mean, through over a decade, it's a lot.
Go check it and see.
You won't get the invite, and you can't get the $5 shirt unless you're a BDM.
Correct.
So, and they're $1.95 a month. I mean, it's cheap.
I mean, we
if
do
you
make
want, or
it.
$10.95.
I mean, we have really. It's weird that we have the $2.95 as like our standard because most subscriptions these days. I'm talking about your basic, like, oh, you want the basic with no features, $7 a month. I'm like, God, what?
Yeah. That's a cheapest.
And I
subscription
never
too.
leave this room.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bob.
I never leave this room, do I?
Yeah.
And you don't really. You just run around the block one time and come back. You're like, we never leave this fucking room.
KarateofOrlando.com if you want to go see Jackal.
For
do
sure.
all the work for
Where I
Seth.
work for free.
Yeah, do you want to say what you really do now? Yeah.
Where I work for free.
You like mop up a lot of piss.
Because you were the one that was correcting Tommy's
Yeah, yeah.
punches.
Yes, I was.
And Seth didn't correct nothing.
He never said yes, sir, to me ever once.
Yeah. It's a lack of respect. It's a complete and utter lack of respect.
And we'll see you on Monday's BDM show.
Yes, sir, guys. Appreciate you. Anything else?
Oh, last day to get that Tuttle shirt if you want.
Go get that shirt. Tuttle really likes the shirt.
If
He's
you want a
happy with
shirt that someone will ask you, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Everywhere you go,
Hey,
that's it.
You guys said you wanted us to bring some of those back. The only way we could do it is with a pre-order. So buy those shirts and support your local stunt boy.
All right, we will see you on Monday.
Later, guys.